And we are live. My name is B. Brown, the Revolutionary, also known as Brandy Brown. And who else do I have with me today?
I mean, I am better known as Sunshine La Reina, but you can call me Sunshine in 2025.
Awesome, awesome. We waiting on another guest. They'll be checking in shortly, but uh,
Mhm.
yeah, they'll be checking in shortly. But we're just coming on here with a little bit of motivation for the people today. Um, how you feeling today, Sunshine?
Well, you know me. I woke up this morning. Yeah, it's my birthday. Yeah. Well, okay. It's not my actual birthday day. It's my birthday season, part of the April month. So it's big Aries season. It's Aries birthday. Happy birthday to all my Aries sisters and my Aries brothers and cousins and stuff.
Okay, shout out to the Aries. For the most part, Aries and Libra, we get along very well.
We are sisters.
I most definitely. I haven't met um any that I don't get along with,
We are
so to speak.
we are very get along with people. It's just that we take a lot of things serious. So some things that people may take like it's whatever, we're like, no, it's like it's really much the principle with us. We're real good folks. You know what I'm saying? Give you the shirt off our backs, our last dollar. You need a place to stay sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. We're good people. Just when you cross us, it's like it's over. And it's like, it's we just act like you never existed, pretty much.
Exactly. That's the same way we are too. When we walk out, we gone. Don't look for us to turn around.
Mm-mm.
Because guess what? We done left 15 times in our head already, but we want to keep giving a person a chance to show us that they can change and they can be a better person. But once that Libra walk out that door, I promise you, ain't no coming back.
Yeah, that Aries be like, listen, when we start getting quiet, like we're chatterboxes. When we like you, like we just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And the more reserved an Aries is around you, they really don't like you. They don't want to be around you. Like your energy like icks us. So we just want to be quiet because if we're not quiet, we're gonna offend some people. That's just about
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna just tell you like this. In this world today, it's just so much going on. And when I say so
Mhm.
much going on, I mean it's a lot of hateful people. It's a lot of hateful things going on online.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, it's hard to stay motivated. But that's exactly what we're about to do. And our guest is also here. Let's bring her on in.
Merry Christmas.
Well, hello, ma'am. How are we today?
Fine, just a little under the weather.
Oh, girl, you sound like you're trying to get that voice back together.
I
Sounds really good.
am. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
know I done had a hard time trying to get on here, so I had to go back there and let Shy operate. But
It's all good. It's all good. We do got someone that then came in. And she said, "Shout out, I subbed. Appreciate that.
So,
We appreciate you.
yeah,
Yeah, that mean
yeah,
they sub to the channel. Miss Too Smart. We appreciate you for coming through.
very much do.
yes,
Welcome, welcome.
yes, we try to spread positivity. And you know what? After I got off the phone, try to put on Pastor Mike so they can hear him in the background too.
Absolutely. Well, let me just say this before we get started. So when I had to make my doctor's appointment this morning, it was spur of the moment. Really and truly throughout the whole week, I kind of been dealing with this little asthma stuff. For the most part, I got it handled. But sometimes I have to go ahead and go to the doctor and get that extra boost. But when I went to go pick up my medicine at CVS, um, co- when I went to go pick up, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you. I got a little
Oh,
struggle.
okay.
I hear you.
Okay. When I went to go pick up my medicine, someone works there that I know, and they was like, you're not feeling well again? I said, you know what? You're right. I'm not, but a lot of people don't know what I go through behind the scenes. I just don't complain. So,
Hmm.
and that really prompted me to say, let me come home and talk about this situation and put this motivation in the air for the people because baby, I promise you I could complain every single day. There is something I can complain about every single day, but I choose not to complain. I stick my chest out, I put my head up, and I move forward. Something that a lot of people should definitely learn to do because it's easy to complain about a situation and just get to a point where you be like, well, I just can't do it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. But if I don't do it, who will do it?
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes it just
Yep.
takes one person, even if it's a person you don't know. That's why I always try to like tell people, you need to put positivity out into the world. Like even all the words you speak, even like the attitude you get out. Don't let it be like of negativity and nastiness. Like be like a positive light, because you never know what somebody in the world could be going through, and you never know how like your light shining can connect with theirs and help them better their day.
And you never know who's watching you. You'll be surprised. Like I tell y'all, I be out sometime and people come up to me and and say different things and they inspire me. Like I told you, there's a lot of stuff Brenda do that inspire me. I never say anything, but I just watch. Y'all, I don't know why my phone keep going out like this, Brandy. But I watch her, and I watch how she move. I watch the things she do, and it inspires me to just keep driving and keep going. I'm like, I know she got this asthma, and she ain't letting it get the best of her. She started going. I'm not gonna let this lung disease that I got take me over. Sometimes, y'all, I have to
And
smile and keep from crying. But and I just keep trusting God, and I ask God, if you brought me to it, you gonna bring me through it, and I just continue to go strong.
exactly.
Absolutely. And but before you talk about something, Sunshine, let me just say we got somebody came in PNW 503. He said, "Y'all make collard greens?" Question mark. My auntie be FS up, baby. So let me tell you something. PNW, yes, there will be collard greens at the new restaurant that's on its way, and you will have myself, Sunshine, and Keisha. All three of us will be there, honey. I'm the help. I'm
I'm
gonna
the
make
help.
sure. That's right. We there, but there's the chef right there, Miss Keisha.
And I also have a video on my page of me cooking collard greens. So tell your auntie to go follow my videos and watch them and learn how to cook collard greens because it's easy. It's easy. I try to share it with people because you get blessed. I mean, it's enough money out here for everybody to make it, and people don't feel like cooking all the time. So I try to show different videos to show them different stuff, and y'all, we won't be using pork, so
Thank
I
you.
will be cooking.
Thank you.
I will be cooking pork, but I will not put it into the vegetables and stuff because you got a lot of
Like
people
me.
that's trying to stay away from pork. So I
Yeah.
will be selling vegetable plates. So we'll be using smoked turkey in the
Thank you.
vegetables. So
Thank you. Do
Okay,
you
and you
know
know
how
what?
hard it
Ho-
is
Hold
for
on,
me to eat?
Sunshine, Sunshine, and you know what I got to say about that? Hold on. Yes,
do it,
sir.
dear.
Now
Do
say
it,
what you
dear.
say, Sunshine.
Like myself personally, I don't eat meat. Like I don't eat red meat like mammals. I don't eat them. And it is really hard to find a lot of places that don't cook pork, especially putting pork in like their salads and their vegetables, the potato salad even. So thank you. I appreciate
And
you
the
for letting me
potato
eat
salad.
food. Yeah, child. It's raggedy. It be raggedy. Yeah. Yeah. It be raggedy. And yeah. I was appalled.
I am too, because I ain't never heard that. In the
Right.
Girl.
potato salad.
And
But
and
go ahead, Brenda.
no, I was about to tell Sunshine, let the people know why you don't eat pork and things of that nature, how it all got started. Because I'm sure people always wonder. And for years I wanted to be off the pork, and now I've been going strong. Now I know for at least a year. Now I will eat
Big
something
clap.
like some green beans or something, if it has a little pork in it. I was doing that. I'm not even doing that anymore. But
Right.
Sunshine, tell the people what's up with that.
All right. Okay. So for me personally, myself, I cannot attest to anybody else's non-meat form and habits. Okay. So for me personally, ma- I can't eat mammals because I feel like it's kind of like a perverse form of cannibalism to me. Like female cows, they become pregnant the same way I become pregnant. They carry their babies the same way I carry my babies. They feel the pain of labor and bringing birth into the world the same way I feel the pain of birth when I brought my children into the world. They feed their babies from their bosom the same way I fed my babies from my bosom. So it's just like a spiritual connection. Like they're mammals, they're from the earth, they have a soul in my mind. And also, if I want to take it there on some real team, in the Bible, it states that you ain't supposed to eat hoof animals. So, like, they got hooves and stuff, and you're not supposed to eat it because of the Bible, like, period, because it's like it's dirty. So, I just don't do it in general.
You know what? I like pig feet. I mean, I'm trying to get away from pork. I don't eat it as much as I used to. Now them
Right.
chitlins, because I know y'all seen that video, that video of me eating them chitlins, and I indulge in them, like every now and then,
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's not something that I eat constant, because I really want to get away from eating meat, period,
Yeah.
health wise. But
Yeah.
it's a process. It is a
It is.
process.
I've never really eaten meat in my whole life. I started eating chicken when I had my first child. But where I come from in Philadelphia, go birds. Anyway, where I come from, you can't find pork. Like where I come from is really like a Muslim city. And they don't eat pork. Like we have like when I came down here, like my mind was low key blown with the sections of pork. It's like, yo, what is this? There it is like everywhere. In our markets, it's like maybe like a section off to the back away from everything else so it can't contaminate the other food. So coming down here was like a little bit of like a food culture shock. So because they don't even cook it in stores where I come from because people don't eat it and it's you gotta clean the whole grill. They don't want nothing. It's just it's hectic. So we don't even really eat it or cook it where I come from. So
You know, you need to go to Trader Joe's. Have y'all ever been there, Brandy?
we used to live in Trader Joe's where I come from.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a
Right
thing
down
in
there,
Philly.
16th and Chestnut Cove. Yeah, yeah. There's one downtown. There's one up in Jenkintown. I used to travel to go to Trader Joe's. That's how my kids were brought off Trader Joe's. They rarely the only candy they really ate was from Trader Joe's, and they never really ate candy before either until like the real world did. So I love Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I fell in love with it, and I think that's my new
Hmm.
stove.
Hmm.
I fell. I got one of their pizzas in there now. I need to go on and brew up, but I
Girl, you
fell
gotta
in
get
love with it.
that mushroom pizza. It's so good. It's really
Ooh,
good.
is
It's like
it?
a portobello one. It's real good. You should try that. And their cheese section. Oh my god, I could spend an hour in the cheese section at Trader Joe's. I really
See, I'm
could. An
lactose
hour.
intolerant. With
Um,
this diverticulitis that I have, it just cheese and milk don't do well with me.
Right.
yeah.
It
Aunt
makes
Sally had that.
that diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's why I say I kind of want to go vegan, for a couple months just to heal my body. Because I'm telling y'all, I don't came from taking 9 pills now to only I think I take 3 pills. I wasn't taking any, but when this body got the hurting and stuff, this sarcoidosis got the flaring up, I had to go back to start taking it in order to to control, get my immune system back under
Hmm.
control. So I get this to this rheumatologist. But I really want to just go because like now I'm drinking some elderberry and blackberry tea, Brandy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I done drunk my tea for the day.
I have as well, child.
What
A
y'all
Yeah.
cup of tea
drink?
a day.
I don't play with the tea, baby. I be on it.
Yeah, a cup of tea a day will really help everybody. Like it
It
really
really
would. A cup of
does.
tea first thing in the morning really helps you. It regulates a lot of stuff. Hibiscus tea is good for your heart. Like you got the hibiscus tea, ginger teas, like all kinds of teas that help regulate your systems in your bodies. Like it will really help a lot of people.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what we got to start doing because we got to realize that if we don't take care of us, nobody else will. We got to start eating healthy, and that's one of the things that I want to put in the restaurant. I want to have, I not only do I want to do soul food, but I want to have food for people that's eating healthy, like salads, and I want to put them in the jars, but instead of putting them in the jars, I think I'm gonna put them in the containers. To where all they got to do is just turn it upside down and pour it out, and you just got, you know what I'm saying, with the dressing and everything.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
and because thing about me, I love salad.
I love
I
salad too.
love some salad. When I tell you,
Hmm.
baby, I can take a salad down through there with the quickness.
Every day,
Yeah. Just without
every day.
meat, just plain salad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
Just
see,
the vegetables.
I could do it with that dressing that you get from PF Chain. Have y'all had that? It's got uh, like a peanut butter,
Uh huh.
that that dressing right there.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
I love
good.
that dressing.
Hmm. I
I wish
love that.
I could
Yeah.
get the
Well,
recipe.
yeah. Now listening to y'all, it really inspired me to just say that we all have had our struggles. We've been going through things personally, but yet and still we are pressing on. But I wanted to share this with you guys real quick. Can y'all see that? And if you can't, let me just read it to you real quick. It
Yeah,
says,
just
"You
read it
have
out.
survived 100% of your worst days. You can survive this too."
Yes.
Period.
So, with that being said, look at you, Keisha. Look at you.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the restaurant. I know for 2 years.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
Yep.
just saying, a lot of people don't know that you have really had this in your heart, and it probably been like I know ever since you buried your father,
Yeah.
and kind of came back to yourself, because I know that had to be a situation within itself to take you to a place. But I
Yeah. It
know that
was.
you've been talking to me about your restaurant. I know for at least 2 years, at least.
But
Um,
I spoke it into existence. I kept, and that's what a lot of people don't believe, that you can speak things into existence. You gotta believe it. Believing is the key, and
yes.
that's why I try to tell people. They be like, voodoo, that's not voodoo. That's believing it and achieving it. And you're speaking it into the atmosphere and let it manifest it with the universe.
But
Well,
you
I'm
also got
glad.
to do the work for it as well. You can't
Well,
Yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? Got to work towards that goal. That's what people mess up. They don't work towards it. They think it's just supposed to come. No, you have to pray and work,
Yeah.
manifest and work.
and can I spread some information when it comes to voodoo? Um, Voodoo was why voodoo was given a bad name by a certain set of people, because that's really all we knew before we became Christians. Let me just
Yeah.
put that out there. Sunshine, can you elaborate on that a little bit more, please?
Well, I mean, making black people, enslaved people, I shall say, making enslaved people believe in Christianity was a way to keep them enslaved.
Yeah.
It is why black people today still feel the need to suffer on earth so that they can achieve paradise in the afterlife. It's really a slave mentality. There's a whole book about making the Negro a slave. It's a really good. It's really informative. It really like breaks down a lot of like where white supremacist and patriarchal ideals when it comes to even religion itself. Even in calling that as even in calling God male, let's just put it like that, is a part of the conditioning in religion, and it's especially geared towards its control and manipulation. So that's where that all came into play.
So and I
It just kept black people slaves for real, for real. That's
so
why it
and
was given to
I and
us.
I and I said, and I wanted you to speak on that, and I said what I said to say this. is that we all have our own mind. We grown. We all have our own beliefs. And a lot of the times, I don't like for people to try to put their beliefs on me because I'm my
Mhm.
own person. So,
Facts.
however I feel about a situation, baby, let me deal with it. Baby, you ain't got no heaven or hell to put me in.
Exactly.
And if you judge me, guess what? You
I'll see you
already
there.
you already done messed it up for yourself, baby, because at the end of the day, we need to learn to quit trying to step on people's toes so much. And not saying that's what you did, Keisha. I'm just informing the
Yeah.
people because it's a lot of judgment going on in this
Yeah.
Right.
world right now. And that's something I just wish people would get away from so much. Um, and not only are you judged by people you don't know, you get judged by the people you do know. You get
Yeah.
judged by family members. You get judged when you go to church. I mean, it's so much judgment in where I really try to keep all my judgments to myself. If I do talk about a situation, I talk about it with somebody I can trust. Or if I do judge someone, it's a reason for it. I'm not judging them like
Exactly.
because I'm that type of person because I'm a bigot. I'm not judging. I'm like, it makes sense to judge.
You
Um,
really
if,
not
if you
judging. You
want,
just speaking on it. You
yeah,
speak on a situation, and that's the difference between speaking on something and judging. You giving your opinion. You giving your opinion of which you're. I mean, you can do that.
yes.
I only judge a certain kind of people. I judge people that touch on kids. I judge rapists, and I judge unjustifiable murderers.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think it makes sense to
So,
say that you have to use your discernment um,
right.
when it comes to certain situations, because if I my discernment tell me that you are a spooky person, by the way you move in your body language, that's how close I am to God. You know what I'm saying? God be giving me these warning signals. Then yes, I'm gonna watch you. So if you want to call that judgment, that's you, not me speaking. But all in the
Hmm.
same token, we have to use our discernment. But let me go to the next slide, y'all, because I got another one. You are not failing. You are learning, growing, and becoming stronger. Boy,
Period.
that's powerful. That's
Yeah,
powerful.
it's very powerful.
Period. I've
And a
always
lot
taught
of
my
times,
children the only time you fail is when you stop, is when you
yeah,
give up. That's the only time you
exactly.
fail. Anytime, every loss is not a loss, it's a lesson that you learn. You learn how to do things a different way. You learn, okay, well, that way didn't work. Let me try it this way. This way didn't work. Let me try it that way. You try and you try and you try. So you see people speak negativity because they feel it within themselves. But when you speak in a way that turns every negative into a positive, you don't see a negative, you see a lesson. So I see
Yes.
a lesson, and anything I quote unquote failed at in life, there was a lesson to be learned. So did I really fail? No, I won because I learned a lesson. So I ain't never lost a day in my life. I'm always
And see,
winning because I would keep
that's
on
how I
learning.
was. With everything that I went through, I was questioned. They said never question God, but I questioned God because I'm like, I don't understand. I've never been just a bad person. I've always had a heart of gold to help people, but I just don't understand why I'm going through this. And I had a lot of people be want to walk in your shoes, but can you handle once you get in my shoes? And it's me
Hmm.
tonight that I'm telling y'all, I plead with God and just say, Lord, why me? Why this going on? I just don't, I don't understand. But then God started showing me, why not you? Because I had that happen with my son. After that happened with my
Hmm.
son, I before then I found out that I had this illness that I had, and then it happened with my son. That right there really like to took me out because to have your child going through something, it was unthinkable, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I never knew racism still exists, but
Girl,
I love everybody. Well, that's your daddy. I love everybody still. I even love those people that did that right there, but it took me a long time to get to where I'm at to love them. But yeah, I had to change my life, and I understand now why God took me through the things that He took me through. My husband going to prison. My daddy died. You know, I was just having one slap in my face after the other one. And I'm like, Lord, I
Mhm.
don't understand. And one day I was sitting, y'all, and I'm just being honest with you, I was smoking weed and I was getting high. And
Ooh.
God started showing me my life.
Mm.
He started showing me my life just like I'm sitting here talking to y'all, like a movie. You remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? You reaping. I'm reaping. And I
Uh-huh.
didn't understand. So what my child went through, he went through stuff from what we did. And you know, I couldn't do nothing but sit there and cry. I even asked God, I told y'all this one time before when my daddy was dying. And I said, why my daddy? You know. And he told me, why not? He said, you remember when I told you to tell your daddy? He warned my daddy several times. And I hate to even say it like this, but he sent my daddy warnings through me. He told me to tell my daddy, you know the word. You preach the word good. You got to live the word. And not
Mhm.
saying that he wouldn't, but you know, my daddy had the mindset that we that I'm not married, you know, to nobody. I can, you know, I'm not obligated to have to. I'm a preacher still, but I can, you know, still be with different women and you know and stuff like that. But that a lot of preachers don't realize that's how the devil come at you right there with your
Mhm.
weakness when it come with women. And
Mhm.
so he was still on that lifestyle, still cuss. And you know, and I used to tell him that's the only problem. That's one thing I don't want to never do is play with God. I say that to now. Even with me having this cussing spirit that I got, when I somebody made me angry and I cuss, I go in there and really repent to God and ask him to please forgive me. I feel so bad because I'm like, God, you show me so many things. Anything that I ask you for, you give me. This is the God's and the truth, y'all. Anything that I ask God for, He makes it happen. And He makes it happen so the way it wows me. You know, He and it like I can ask Him, take for instance, this morning I had a bill that had to be paid by the 15th, and I'm like, this ain't nothing but the devil because I know I got to do all this other stuff. Why this bill coming forth like this now to try to make me pay this bill? Out of the blue, y'all, these people called me. Guess what they did? Put the bill off to the next month. I got up this morning, prayed about it, told God I need you to work this out. And I said, it was another saying I'm gonna have to tell y'all that I was listening to, and it was saying something about the blood, not under the blood or cover under the blood, instead of saying the blood of Jesus. Yeah, that's it, the blood of Jesus. Cover my family under the blood of Jesus. Cover my finances under the blood of Jesus. Cover me under the blood of Jesus. It's something about that with the under the blood of of Jesus that the devil don't like.
Mm.
When I when I sleep at night, y'all, I sleep with praying playing in my ear all night long.
Mm.
Yesterday, yesterday as I was shampooing my carpet, I had the urge that something was going to happen, and I just had my body start tensing up, and I said, Lord, I don't know what it is. For the last week or so, I've been seeing an owl outside hooting, and so I normally take the pots and pans and go out there, beat it for the owl to leave. But
Mhm.
when I start and the dog start howling,
You saw
I
Al
just
during the
said,
daytime?
yeah.
Huh.
No, I saw an owl
Okay.
at nighttime. He was at
Okay.
night. But
Okay.
he's staying in these trees right here. He could be looking for food, but at the same time, I've always heard anytime an owl is present, that's a bad sign. Or they coming to warn you about something to be watchful. But you know what? I saw just praying and I plead the blood of Jesus. Because people don't believe it when you call on Jesus' name and you sincere, you try to do, God knows your heart. Regardless of what you do, He know your heart.
That's a
That
fact.
way, yeah, He know your heart. He know when cause he know we weak. He know we gonna sin. We was born to sin, and that's why I tell people I don't hold myself on a pedestal, but I know who I am. I know
Right.
what calling I have. I know what gifts. You give me a paper towel, please. I know what gifts I have. I don't even now. I don't worry about when people be like, Oh, she think, no, I don't think I'm no prophet. I don't want none of these gifts. I don't ask God plenty of time to take these things away from me. And it bothers me to know something is going to happen and not know who it's going to happen to, you
Mhm.
know. But like I said, want to come before destruction.
Yeah,
Anything God do, He warned us about it. He warned
yeah.
my daddy. And like I said, only thing I could see that my daddy was doing, I'm keeping it real. I don't need a lie. I can't lie to myself and don't need to lie to nobody else. That I see he was doing. He had a weakness for women. He had a weakness for women, and he cussed and he wanted to always be in an environment around other people, and sometimes in an environment that he shouldn't have been around. And I used to tell him sometimes, if you're not ready for it, step away from it. You know, People don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. They gonna judge you and think what they want to think about you, regardless. And he would be in places that he shouldn't have been in. And so when I asked God why my daddy, he showed me all of that. I had it on.
Mhm.
He showed me all of that right there. You remember when I told you to tell him this? You remember this? You remember that? Even with my life, he showed me. You remember when you sold this? You remember when you did that? A lot of people don't think I don't did some stuff. I
Mm.
don't did. I don't did some stuff. You
You
know.
ain't lying, cuz
Yeah.
I think we all have.
Sure enough.
You
Sure
That's
ain't
what
by
I
enough.
tell.
yourself. Don't feel
That's what
bad about nothing. You ain't by yourself, cuz.
At all.
you know what. I thank God for my husband family. Because if it hadn't been for my husband family, I wouldn't have been able to handle the things that I went to. Because his Aunt Maple taught me how to hustle. And when I say hustle, not only hustle drugs, hustle pocketbooks, hustle anything you gotta, however you gotta survive, you survive. And
As
that's
you
what she
should.
taught me. Yeah, she taught me how to survive. And one thing like I told people, I taught my kids, I said, when we was selling dope, I ain't gonna say I was selling it, but I have did a couple things. I'm not finna sit here and lie. But most of when he was selling it, I wanted my kids to be aware of what crack cocaine was. I wanted them to be
Mhm.
aware of what a rock was. I would even sit and let them watch them smoke it, because a lot of kids that's hooked on dope now are on dope because they had no knowledge of what it was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
They and they tried something that was given to them that they didn't know. They thought it was like marijuana, and they
yeah.
Yeah.
tried it. That first try got them hooked. So that's what I was telling people when that happened with my son. We have the relationship with our kids. You can talk to me about anything,
Sure enough.
and
I love it.
I'm gonna be yeah, I'm gonna be angry, but we gonna go handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If you need to tell the truth and we fight that case, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But when you dealing with what I had to realize, I was dealing with demonic spirits, and I was trying to fight them in the physical.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I couldn't fight them in the physical. The more I
Yeah.
fought them in the physical, the worse the things was. So when I started listening to what God was telling me, and the more I went to church, the more the Spirit was dealing with me, and it was showing me how to handle this. And the Spirit said, God told me, He said, until you get out the way, I'm not gonna work it out. You need to get out of the way. But
Mm.
see, I was letting them spirits keep me in an uproar to where I couldn't think. When you angry, you can't think.
That's a
Mhm.
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, when you angry, you can't think because your mind uh is like a cloud, smoke.
Yeah,
So
it's consumed.
exactly. So that's why I be trying to tell people, and even now, I try to, you know what? I ain't. That's why I tell people, I say, you know what? I ain't even let me angry. I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths and know, okay,
Mhm.
whatever it is, it's gonna be. If I can't, you know what I'm saying? If something get cut off, I ain't gonna worry about it. If this happened, I ain't gonna worry about it. I just let it be and let God
Right.
trust God, whatever it is out. So that's what I tell my kids. Sometimes it's best to don't even speak on things. Just let it be. You know, uh,
Mhm.
and I had to learn that myself, even being 52 years old. I had to learn everything. Don't require reaction to it.
That's
You
right.
know, it's a learning lesson for myself. You know, and I've been learning a lot. Like I said, I learned a lot from you, talking to Sunshine. My cousin Sherry, that's who kept me sane while my daddy was dying. And I thank her from the bottom of my heart. You know, every time my cousin Wiz Khalifa come in and wear clothes to Alabama, they give me tickets. And, you know, and I appreciate that. They don't have to do that. He
Right.
don't have to do that, you know.
That's a
And I
fact.
thank them. Yeah, I thank them from the bottom of my heart for that. And you know, people just got to be more thankful, be more grateful, pray
Right.
more. Even when you going through, just say, Lord, I still thank you. I thank you in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of my struggle. I thank you in the midst of whatever I'm going through. And trust and know that He gonna bring you out regardless of whatever the situation is. If He brought you to, He gonna bring you through it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
right.
what I do. Yeah, that's what I do with life. You know, I just said, Lord, thank you. I thank you. You know, I went. You, Brenda, you know, I was at that restaurant. I just went after I talked to them people, and the lady was real rude. The ones that had it. What I do, I stepped back. Then
Yep.
the man
But
called
that's what
me.
you gotta do.
Yeah,
What's
he
meant for you
called
was
me.
meant for you. That's
Yeah,
what I always feel like. What's meant for you is meant for you, no matter the timing. That people see people are always what you want. I always say what you want and what you need are two different things. You may want to be in a place, but that at that moment in time, it ain't where you need it to be.
and it's
So,
strange you said that because that's exactly what I said. After that lady got ugly, she was like, "Well, we ain't leaving in July." I said, "You know what, Lord?" And I said this to God. I said, "If it's for me, it'll come to me." And it went a week
mm-hmm.
later and it came to me. So, like I said, I encourage people to just get your own relationship with God. You
Don't
know,
know.
don't get in, don't learn him because I'm telling you, to learn. Get your relationship. He'll talk to you just like he talked to me. He'll
Mm-hmm.
talk to them just like he talked to y'all. He'll show you anything that you ask him to show you. All you got to do is be specific and ask him, you know, to show you what it is that you need to see. And that's what people don't want to do. A lot of people are scared to see where he gonna show them.
Yeah.
That's because their spirit ain't right for real, for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my thing is this. When you said that you went there and the young lady got smart with you, that really didn't have nothing to do with you, Keisha. That had everything
Mm-mm.
to do with her. So sometimes we just need to understand that we got to just turn the other cheek. And I know that's so cliche. I know
Yeah.
it. I know it.
Ooh,
But
babe, I had
it's
to.
the absolute truth because God knows that I have been in so many situations lately where I had to really just break down in my strongest prayers and I had to use my brain and I had to talk to God because I couldn't use everything else that I did want to use because I knew that it wasn't going to do anything except for take me to a place I didn't need to be or needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Cause
had
you
to
being
use
blessed. You
yes, I
being
had
blessed. So the devil, anytime Pastor Mike just said that, anytime you get ready to be abundantly blessed, the devil gonna come at you harder. He gonna
Sure
come
enough.
at you in so many ways. See, she being blessed. Look at the opportunities that has opened up for Brandy that's in her hand. You got so many opportunities. You got so many things. You in a situation to where you've been put in a situation to where people can take you in all different kind of directions.
yeah,
You
that's the truth, Keisha. You speaking of Sunshine can vouch for me on this. Sunshine, have I not really I have really the people don't know it because I don't put all my business out in the street, because that's when the time when some people feel like they can prey on you. But
yeah.
Sunshine,
Mm-hmm.
and you do too, cuz because I call you too, but Sunshine know firsthand that for a whole week straight up until yesterday, I have really been enraged inside. I've been in my own rage. Have I not, Sunshine?
Mm-hmm.
But
Very
I
much so.
I could not show that to the people. And what I had to do, I had to when I tell you I prayed so hard Sunday, I prayed so hard I cried because I needed God to reach out to me and show me what exactly I needed to do because if I did what the human flesh wanted to do, it was really gonna be some problems, and I probably was gonna end up in jail or whatnot.
And it's strange you saying that, and while you saying that, the spirit telling me to tell you to listen at that song, "Let Go and Let God." Have you ever heard that? Every time I fall asleep, it was so much on my mind. Um, and that's what it's telling me to tell you to listen at that song right there.
I sure
Searching
will.
for that peace, a peace I could not find. And when I kneel down to pray, and I said, "God, help me, please." And that's what God wants you to do. Let go and let God. When battles like that you can't fight, don't you know God got a stopping point for everything and everybody?
Yes,
People
yes.
don't realize that. Everybody has a stopping point. Everybody
Uh-huh.
has a stopping day. You just
Hmm.
from where? Hold on, y'all, for 1 minute. They
Okay.
don't forgot that I'm on live.
And be your own people. I swear to Bobby, be your own people. Know you doing something and just want to be all up in your space. Just because don't really want nothing for real, for
Baby,
real. Just
look,
want to hear
that's
your
just like
voice.
you. You a mama bear. Keisha a mama bear too, and y'all be having a lot of responsibilities as a mama bear. You know,
Listen,
a lot of people depend on y'all, and you know what I'm saying. I really I enjoy seeing y'all be mama bear because um it really show it's a testament to what you have put down as a person that's actually raising human beings. You're
I
raising human beings.
listen.
You don't just put your children out there in the streets and let the
Oh
streets
no,
raise them. You have
no,
raised
no,
human
no.
beings.
I ran the streets so I could teach my kids about the streets. Feel me? Like I did all the dirt, I did all the mud, I did all the trench work, so I could teach my kids to stay out the trenches. And we come
Yeah.
from different trenches. I come from the gutter, but I, y'all trenches is way different than mine. So it's hectic where I come from. So I told my kids, listen, and my kids know all my dirt. So my kids ain't never be ashamed to tell me nothing, never day in their life. They tell me anything and everything. I love it about my kids. They know I ain't
That's
going to shame them. I ain't going to condemn them. I'm going to guide them. I'm going to teach them. So I go, listen, this is what happened right now. You see how you see what happened? Now I tried to tell you that I had been in your situation. I told you it was going to happen if you move this way. So you moved the way I told you not to move. And you see what happened, right? So take
mm-hmm.
it as a lesson learned. Your mama knowing some stuff. I've been your age before. I wasn't given the knowledge I'm trying to give to you. So
Yeah,
when I'm telling you something, my love, listen to your mama. And every time they come and say, Mama, you was right. Telling their
right.
parents, well, my
See,
mom said like this. My mom said that. My mom said this. My mom said that.
see,
So
we was spoon
anytime,
fed. You
yeah.
hear me, Brandon?
Huh?
We was spoon fed, and a
Oh
lot of people
man.
say that. I never heard it till somebody said it one day about my kids and said that. Well, y'all was spoon fed, and I'm looking like, well, excuse my language. What the heck is they supposed to be? That's what people don't. If you weren't spoon fed, you can't get mad at you can't get mad at other kids because they got a better life. Because I struggled, so my kids wouldn't have to struggle. I did
Hey,
without, so my kids wouldn't have to do without. So you
hey,
can't be mad at them because your parents chose to let you do without and live the way they live. Because a
right.
real mama gonna do whatever they gotta do. Y'all just don't
Hey.
know how I used to work, and I be tired. And I did so
Uh-huh.
much. I did that hair and stuff to make sure my kids had what they need to go to whatever school. I didn't want my kids out here having to do without. And not only did I bless my kids, I bless everybody else's kids. When I was
You know,
if I'm at the game and nobody didn't have no money, kids had no money, I'm buying them food loans. I'm buying my kids. But you see these same kids now, and they just act just like you did. Nothing for them. I don't even worry about it because you know what? Them same kids will need you again.
and you
Right.
know what? But guess what? That ain't on you. That's on them.
Right. Because you
That
did
ain't
your
that.
good deed. You did your
You
good
did
deed.
it. Yeah, exactly. But I have given children the gloves off my hands, the hats off my head. That's why I don't be
Yeah.
having none right now. All these babies is my babies. And I'm gonna
It
treat
used to be
all these
like that with
babies like they
me.
my babies. And if your mama don't even like it, I'm gonna still treat you like my baby because apparently I want better for you than your mama do. So I'm
Right.
gonna keep
Sunshine.
doing what I'm doing.
I used to think that, but these kids around this day now is grimy. They are grimy. They cannot be trusted, and you just have to have your guard up at all times. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
This generation right here is so evil and unpredictable. You know, and it's just sad. You don't know who to trust. You can just see the evil in them, and And I tell them, I said, Lord, I have to just ask God to please cover my mind at all time and don't let my mind slip back into the old me. Because at the end of the day, I tell them I'm going home.
Right.
I'm
Well, look,
going
I
home.
know. I know. I have been knock on wood, and I'm only speaking as to where I come from with the children. Now, these kids, they be wilding where I come from,
Mhm.
and even the drug dealers and whatnot, the crackheads and whatnot that I know. Knock on wood. God bless me. I have always been blessed to have people that surround myself and my children that really have mad, like wild, real life love for us and look out for myself and my kids. I get calls at my like I got a call at my job, my girlfriend that I ain't seen in like 3 years. Hey, like, hey, yo, Lon, I saw your babies going walking down the block. I knew it was yours because they got your face. I followed them, not on some creepy stuff, but just to make sure they got where they was going. So that's the
Mhm.
kind of place I come from. You feel me? So we different. Like we show real love. Like we family, like for real, where I come from. Like I got so many aunties and uncles and cousins and nieces and kids. I got mad kids. I got like 50 kids, for real. I got like 50 kids all over the world, 1,000 of them. And it's real genuine love. So I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I have been completely and totally blessed within my life to be surrounded by people. I've known some grimy behind people. Don't ever get it twisted. However, the majority of it all, wild love, wild love. But that's a testament to me as a person because I don't show nothing but love. So I get nothing in return. It's genuine. It's from my heart, and everybody feel that. So they know I'm nothing but love and want nothing but like the best for and of you. So that's all I can get in return.
Well,
So
so many people don't want to pick up this gangster persona, and what they don't realize, half of the gangsters are either in prison or dead.
Baby, the
thanks.
gangsters trying to get out the gangster lifestyle. Come on with it.
Man, the
Exactly.
gangsters is trash men right now. Stop playing. They
Right,
work
the
for the
gang
water
Yeah,
company. They work for
right.
the electric company. You feel me? They got
Yeah,
they got real jobs now.
because
yeah.
I would never give no body that ain't worth my time or my space, any fame on my platform. But just let me say this: jail or hell is waiting for some of these young folks out here.
Show
And
up.
Mhm.
sometimes, you want to fight back the same way they fight back because now it's a thing where a lot of these young people, they jumping people, especially the young ladies. They jumping people, they trying to fight people on sight. Well, I guess when you ain't raised and you like a hyena, because you know how hyenas do, they run in
Alley
packs
cat.
and they just attack that. Well, and they look at you as a weakling, but that's not the case at all, baby. That's not the case at all. You got to understand this, that when your time come, you gonna bring your mind back to this situation where you have tried to pick on and bully and hurt someone,
Hmm.
and your time is coming. I promise you that every single one of you, that time is coming. And when it
Lando
comes,
just shared something about that on his page today. I just commented on it. A boy was being bullied and picked on and jumped, and he killed them.
Uh-huh.
Have y'all not seen that on his page?
yes,
Uh-huh. But that's
yes.
And I
all over the
asked him,
place.
It's
It's
all over
all
the place. We've
over.
been talking about that. And
Hmm.
thing is this, the young man is a good student, athlete, and a lot of things. And they spinning the story as if the young man just went there with a problem. But that's not the case. See, thing is, when you only getting things from one side, then that's what you're gonna roll with. But you got to be smarter than that. I don't care what the color of your skin is. If you in the wrong, you in the wrong. I don't care
Yeah.
what the color of your skin is. If you are doing something that is not right, then it need to be checked. And a lot of these parents these days, they do not want to tell their child when they wrong.
Mm-mm. They not gonna
Mm.
tell them when they wrong until
And
something
They
happening to
scared
you.
these kids. I don't know why. I don't know why that you can't pay me to be scared of what something I birthed. You can't pay me. You can't
Mm-mm.
pay
Me
me.
neither.
and
Me neither.
you can't talk to the parents either because then they wanna have a problem with you because you're trying to correct the situation. But I want to say that I met we met some of our neighbors not too long ago. And baby, when I tell you everything was everything, because sometimes you don't know how a person gonna receive something if you say, can you quieten down a little bit? But that ain't what happened. And I just felt so good because now we got a whole little connection with them. You know what I'm saying?
Child and my babies.
Exactly. We got a whole connection with them. And it wasn't nothing except for, communication. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all. It wasn't nothing else. But all in all, a lot of these parents these days, they don't want to receive that their child is a bad person.
Can I say something
See, that's
else?
what.
Can I say something
Go
else?
ahead.
It's
Uh-huh.
not it's not also about the parent's attitude. You have to come at people in the way you want people to receive you. See, I come in love, so I don't expect anything but love in return. I'm not coming at you yelling and hollering and screaming but I ain't that kind of person. I'll be 44 very 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 soon. So all that rah rah stuff, I have kids to teach how to be grown women and a young man to treat a young woman. So I got to carry myself in a particular fashion, and you have
Come
to
on
teach
now.
these young women that you have to learn how to actually speak to people, and you have to speak to people in a manner in which you want to be received. So if I can't hear you, I can't receive you. I'm only hearing your actions. I'm only hearing the energy that's coming at me. That's all I'm hearing. I ain't hearing a word you saying, beloved. I'm hearing how your face is funky, your attitude funky, your feet funky. We finna fight, beloved. But when I come to you in love and in peace and in community and in kinship, because in my world, all my skin folk is kin folk until you ain't my kin folk because you showed me
That's
your
right.
skin ain't a part of my kin. You feel me? So
Right.
I treat everybody like you gonna be my sister, you gonna be my niece, you gonna be my baby, you gonna be somebody akin to me. That's how I'm gonna speak to you in that
But
fashion. And I'm gonna speak
again,
on that level
start
to you. You know what
like
I'm
I tell
saying? So
y'all.
how I come to you is how I want. Now, if I have to get with you, I'm gonna get with you. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I came to you in peace at first. So when
But
you
you know
come
what?
in peace,
Sometimes
I will
I
come
don't
in
even do
peace.
that.
But
I
see,
don't
that's
even do
also a
that no
problem.
more.
That's also a
I,
problem because you're not teaching them nothing as well.
I
Like
just write their
sometimes
name
you
down.
really, sometimes you really gotta step up and be a part of the change you be talking about, and you that needs to
Yeah.
be seen. Like God put it in you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, but
the manner in which I see you in
instead
these
of
streets, I feel like it's in you and it's on you, and I feel like your voice can be heard. And it's all in the manner in which you come in into the situation.
yeah, but what I don't
That's
realize, y'all, instead of you you making yourself angry, get in trouble, I write stuff down now and put it up under my pillow. Right? And y'all think I'm serious. I write it down and put it up under my pillow and I sit back and watch and wait. Next thing you
Hmm.
know, God forgive me for saying this, such and such did. And I don't wish no death on them. I don't wish no death or this don't happen to such and such. Or this don't happen to them. And I was like, wow, God moved fast. Because when I write it down, I'm telling God what I want him to do. I'm speaking into the universe what I need you to do. I'm
That's right.
sending what I'm sending back what they sent to me back to them. So your karma coming back to you. You don't never know how your karma coming back to you.
You better know what to say. You
Yeah,
better know what to say.
that's why you gotta be mindful when you do things. It'll come back to you, and like I said, that's what I did. Someone did that to me. I wrote something down, and stuff started happening to their family. And God told me don't gloat over it. At first, I
Yeah.
was happy. I'm being honest. I can't lie. I was happy. Good, and as I'm laughing and being happy, God said, "Don't gloat over 'em. What you do
Yeah.
is you pray. You ask me to have mercy upon them." So I had to learn that. Don't be angry. Pray up. You pray for them, because when you put the word of God on them and you start praying for them, baby, He'll whoop them in a way you couldn't begin to whoop them.
Ooh, you know what to say. You know what to say. And I am a witness that karma is faster than it's ever been now.
Exactly.
Um, when you know better, you should do better. But some people has gotten this thing stuck in their mind that they can do what they want to do. Baby, that ain't how this world works. That let me know that you have not spiritually reached anything yet. And more
Short
than
period of time.
exactly, more than anything, before I even reach my true spirituality, my parents, I was scared to disappoint them. I didn't want that. The family legacy Brown meant something to me. I didn't want to disappoint my parents. My parents told me right from wrong. They told me about drugs and things of that nature. So I did not mess with those things. I didn't try to get out here some because baby, I ain't trying to go no jail. I don't want to be in nobody's jail. That's not for me. But some people are not putting any type of fear of God or anything in their children. And I think it should be a healthy fear um, from your child to the parent when they're younger, so that they will understand that they can't just do anything. But a lot of these children, they missing that point these days.
That's why we bury so many of them too.
And you are not lying. You're not lying.
That's why.
It's a
That's
fact.
why every time you turn around, you going to somebody's funeral, because there's somebody out here that'll put a stop to you. And it's sad to say, everybody's not gonna tolerate the disrespect.
That's
Everybody's
right.
not gonna tolerate. It's some people out here, period, like Sunshine just say, you just cannot bother. They don't bother nobody, but you just cannot bother. Don't. And I'm like that. Don't bother me. Then you'll
Exactly.
be saying, "Oh, she was just on there talking about God, and look at her now." Yeah, you done brought the complete whole demon out of it. So
Hmm.
But see, the thing
it.
is this though, we are humans and we have
Yeah,
feelings, and people act like we're not supposed to have feelings and we're not supposed to feel some type of way when we are disrespected, or if a person come in our space and violate us. That is not actuality, baby. You are living in some form of delusion. That's not
yeah,
how life works. And for the most part, especially in 2025, when you go and wrong a person, you better be looking for somebody to come and wrong you.
yeah.
Just look
Cause
for it. I
Carla,
promise you it's gonna come back to you. I
we
promise
in
you it
Mercury,
will.
Hmm.
we in Mercury retrograde. I'm trying to say it correctly. My lady from Bessemer just said that the other day. We in Mercury retrograde. That means as fast as you do things, they can come back to you the next day.
You better know what to
Hmm.
say. Y'all think I'm playing. At this point in time in my life, and it's been going on for I know for at least the past 4 years. Every time I want to do something wrong, baby, when I tell you God starts speaking to me, you know I expect more from you. If you go ahead and you do what you know that you're not supposed to do, then you know there will be punishment behind that. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all think I'm playing. I hate to hear that
Oh, I
sometimes.
believe you.
I hate to hear it. Like I wanna put my ratchet on too. And I wanna go after these people who trying me, or either trying to blow my name up in the wrong way, or messing with somebody that I love. Like I want to go there too. But
See,
I
see.
know I know it's not worth it. And I know
Mm-mm.
God expect more from me now than ever. So it is what it is. I had to learn and I had to pray. And sometimes I have to cry and pray. But it's
I was
okay.
just gonna tell you that.
It's
Sometimes just
okay.
cry. When you know what, when you cry, you'll be surprised how God will move.
Yeah.
You cry. That's when you really get his attention. When
Yeah.
you cry and you talk to God, and that's when he really answered me, y'all. That's the God's honest truth. When I get in here sometime, I get in here by myself and I be sitting here crying. The Lord knows I don't even know what I be crying about. But I just get to thinking about things and all the stuff I done been through, and I just break down and I just start crying, and I said, you know what? And I just still said, Lord, I tell God, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah. Thank you for taking me through this. Thank you. And that's why I tell people, I'm not against nobody going out, but It's a different joy I got. It's a different peace that I got. And people don't understand when I don't want to be around the nonsense. I don't want to be around it because it's just a peace that I mean, it's an unspeakable peace.
It's an unspeakable peace.
Yeah.
And I realized that God was in my corner when I really start manifesting things. I didn't realize how I could manifest the things. But when I tell you, and you can add Sunshine, she know it. I have manifested with, I'm gonna just say, let's just talk about in 2021. I manifested so many things. It was ridiculous. I got to the point where I started laughing about it because I'm like, God, you showing out now. You cutting up. You cutting
Do
up
you
now.
Hmm.
remember? You remember telling me I'm gonna start taking pictures? I said, okay, you is. You said, yeah. I came with you. You did Satel wedding. You remember that? How
Yes,
many years ago that was?
yes.
When I had that restaurant, you was telling me about some things. Everything you have done has come to pass. That's why I tell people you got to just believe. Don't let the negativity get you off track. Keep
Oh,
pressing forward. Keep praying.
which is a perfect time for me to bring this out. It says, one day you will look back at this moment and be so glad you kept going. And
Yeah.
that's part of my testimony. I'm so glad I kept going because it's been many times that I wanted to quit. And not only did I want to quit, I wanted to cuss some people out while I was in the midst of quitting. Well, because and Sunshine to tell you again, when I rebranded and said Brandy Brown Media and Photography, people literally kept trying to pit me up against other photographers. And you know
Yeah.
what? It was so funny to me, but I thought it was cute because I'm like, well, if you're gonna compare me to somebody, compare me to my cousin Mitri now, honey.
Yeah.
Because baby, I adore him. I think what he doing is top tier, honey. If you're gonna compare me to somebody, compare me to the best, honey. Don't compare me to nothing less. Compare me to the best.
But see, you know what, Brandon? I gotta say this. The Wilson legacy is greatness.
It's greatness. Come on. Come on.
Greatness. Look at all of them. My mama, school teacher. My Uncle James was the head man for the health department. His kids are doctors, administrators, and look at Jenny over the food stamp office. So many of these, all of them have been in government positions that they got good job, big houses. You know what I'm saying? That they not want for anything. So that Wilson legacy is hell. Excuse me. I ain't
Yes.
look at Cat.
Yes.
Look
Yes.
at Cat. You know, and so that's why I tell people, we be less than a fool not to come from something because maybe our grandmothers didn't have much, but the kids that they raised did. You know,
Baby, our folks crawled so we could walk, and we walked so the ones after us could run.
My baby's flying, child,
you know what
flying.
you know what you need to do. You need to do it, and I'm not bragging on our family, y'all. So I don't know why to take this, but I just want people to see that why we so motivated. I want people to see why we go get us because you need to just go through and do a uh of all of them from Red, Gina, Jenny, all of them down, show their houses, what they driving, the cars and all that.
Yeah,
So why would we have step? There's no need
exactly.
for us to have step because we came from a strong women,
Yes,
men, but
yes,
most of the women,
yes,
it's a lot of our family that ain't got husbands and
yeah,
they don't need them. Look at Ning, look at Keita.
yeah,
Gina got a good husband, but just saying, even it, I don't know, to Tyler Digger. So these
yeah,
people that, they struggle and did without them, walk to school and did all this. So they can teach their kids. And, I'm being honest with you. I really think our generation did a great job.
yes,
It
yes.
ain't too many of us that's not doing well.
That's
You
right.
know, we fell along the line, and I ain't finna tell people like I don't have it all the time. No, I don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't fail, I don't hit low, I don't have to borrow this and borrow that, but I got back up. I
And you
continue to
did.
Hmm.
and I wasn't shame of it.
That's
Even if
right.
I fail right now, I ain't shame of it. I'm like, oh
Listen,
well, Huh?
At
You
least
better
I
know what to
tried.
say, baby. I failed myself into some success, baby. You better know what to say. Like I said, I was just thinking of some things today, and when I tell you God personally come to me, but because baby, I got my own relationship with God. God talks to me personally, honey. I don't need a lifeline to talk to God. Let me just say that first and foremost.
Exactly.
I talk to
Period.
God on a daily basis. So, and I was talking to God like, I be peeping things. God know how I think. I am a big thinker, and I peep things and I don't say nothing. I just sit back and I was talking to God, telling God some of the things that I was seeing that I didn't agree with, and I didn't like how people be moving. And
Uh-huh.
when I came home, I get on my Facebook page and I see one of my reels done reached 50K. I was like,
Well,
okay. And then I also seen where 306 people. Matter of fact, I'm fixing to pull it up for you because I'm gonna show it to you. And I was like, that was really God just telling me, baby, that's small. Now leave that stuff alone. I done told you, don't get
yeah,
involved. And I understand that you human, and that's how you will sometime be. But don't get involved in nothing that I didn't send to you. If and it's okay if you peep certain situations and you see certain situations, but don't let it consume you. And I and I
exactly.
and I'm here to tell people right now, don't let nothing that nobody else got going on, no matter if it's good or bad, don't let it consume you. I make sure I congratulate people because I personally want to see people win anyway. I don't
Oh
have
yeah.
that type of spirit on me. I don't have the type of
Hmm.
spirit on me where I want to see people down and out. However, I want people to get their karma because if you out here doing stuff you ain't supposed to do, baby, that karma is yours. I'm not gonna give it to you. That's your karma that you brought to yourself.
And
You're a
and
magnet to it.
they gonna get it, but you don't. A lot of people want to get you off of that. They be saying you're on a pedestal. They want to get you off that
On your
pedestal.
high
No.
horse.
Yeah, don't never let
Mhm.
nobody knock you off your pedestal. That's one thing I had to realize. I'm stepping down to these low life, and for why? What reason? I mean, you don't never water yourself down for nobody. That's why I tell them, you
Mhm.
feel however you may about me, you can't stop me.
So it was 3 hours ago. I got 370 people said they done start following me just from a certain reel. And then right here you can see where my niece shared my stuff. Shout out to Christine, I love you. And it also says, "Nice job, your reel reached 50K. You can watch it again or make a new reel." See, that's the type of things that God sent to me to let me know. Quit. Don't even worry about that little stuff
Mm-mm,
right there. Don't worry about that little bit
mm-mm.
because
Everything
sometimes,
has a time, man.
yeah,
I'm telling you, everything got an expiration date. Do
yeah,
you remember last year? I don't know if you remember when I said there was a lot of young people were gonna get killed. Was it last year or the year before? You remember me telling you that?
I do remember you telling me that. I do.
The uh, the spirit showed me that a
Mm.
lot of young people were gonna get killed, and it just showed me that a lot of them need to be mindful this year. And what it's really showing me is a lot of them better be trying to chase God, get closer to God, get a relationship with God, because the time is winding down. So don't waste your time on that. You
And
know,
also too, let me say this: the parents, y'all got to step it up. I know being a parent ain't easy. I don't have any children, and that should let you know that me just watching on the sideline, looking at everything, that I definitely know what I'm talking about. Sunshine, she got 4 children. I've talked to her over and over
Sure
again,
do.
and I've talked to her over and over again about how she raised her children because I love how she raised her children, and I'm also just getting firsthand experience with her daughter as well, which is doing excellent in school, and I love it. But she
Yeah.
showed a different kind of love to her child. She keep it real with her child. She tell her things that she need to hear. She corrects her when she wrong. It don't matter if you got a little attitude, baby. You still got to understand that mama want the best for you. And just parents that keep it real with their children is very, very important. Her child
Hmm.
don't go to school getting in trouble.
No,
She not one of them ain't tried to go out here and be bullies or anything of that nature. They
didn't know.
already got careers in mind going. Her daughter, her youngest daughter is only 13 and she already got a career in mind. And I love that for her. Um and I made these points to say that a lot of these children, if they had something to do or something to think about or a legacy to continue on, they wouldn't be doing that stuff. But let me say this, some of the legacy is to carry on foolishness. And
Yeah.
I hate
Mhm.
to say it, but when you involve yourself with foolishness or you lay down with the dogs, you're gonna definitely get some fleas, baby. You got to get them. They right there for you.
Yeah, and
I
then
just
you
want to
know
say
what?
something about the loves of my lives real quick. Like I have my children are my respect this year my kids will be 27, 19, 14, and 13. So I have a different age ranges of all of my children. However, I meet my kids where they are at in their lives and their age bracket. Like I talk to my 27-year-old different than I talk to my 18-year-old. Like and even in their personalities, I know my who my children are as individuals and as a unit. And the subunits that they have within their clique. Like my kids are so super close. My kids know things about themselves that I don't know because their confidants are each other. Like that's how I raise my kids. My kids are a tight knit unit, and I love that about them. And I tell 'em, like I tell 'em, I keep my kids humble. I keep my kids gracious. I keep my kids pure. Me and my kids, we've been through the mud. We've been homeless. Well, we've been unhoused. We've been in the shelter. We've been bounced. We've been through everything. And I've always kept it real with my kids. But the realest thing I've ever kept with my kids is themselves. I have
Yeah.
never impressed myself on my children. I have watered my children. I've never told my kids who they are going to be. I've told them they're going to be good people, they're going to be kind people, they're going to be compassionate people, they're going to be giving people, they're going to be non-judgmental people, they're going to be good people. That's who I told them they're going to be. But who they're going to be for themselves, they told me that. And I watered that within my children. My second born daughter, smart as any could get out. Like all my kids are brilliant. God bless them. I love that about my children. My second daughter went to a prominent school in my city, but she don't learn the way that they like to learn. She learns like me. She needs to feel it to understand it. And I'm like, my
Mhm.
daughter, this is a good school. Don't get it twisted. But my kid's not going to be successful here. She needs to be here where she can do this. And everybody, my mom, my dad, my sister, who's a principal, God bless her, continue on your path and your journey or whatever you're doing. Her friends, whatever. Oh, she need to go to this school, that school bad, but it may be bad in your eyes. This is what she needs to grow as a person. And the moment I took my daughter out of that school and put her where she needed to be, not where they wanted her to be, my baby flourished. She came home from school telling me things and engaging with me and telling me the
Yes,
things that she knew and showed me how she doing this. My baby 18, she a whole electrician in these streets. My baby
yes,
laid concrete. She laid tar. My baby could build you a house on my mama. She could build you a house at 18 because I watered my child where she's at. Not for who
yes.
I want her to be or for who the world wants her to be, but for who she wants herself to be, because she got to live by herself when I'm
That's
gone.
right.
At the end of the day, she has to think for herself and she has to live for herself. So I taught her to hear herself. Since my children can speak, they have spoken for themselves. I'm just here for reassurance. I'm
Yeah.
Yes,
here to hold them and to be like, oh, you know what? Well, listen, I know when I was your age, and this is what my thought process was. I did this. This what happened with me. I ain't going to say it's going to happen to you because you got your mama's going to tell you what can go down. But this is what happened. You choose how you're going to live your life. I will still be here regardless for you. My kids know I come with unconditional love. I love them when they're good. I love them when they're bad. I love them when they're indifferent. I love them regardless. I'm proud of them just for existing. My children know this. So there is nothing that they have to hide from me. There's nothing that they can't tell me. There's nothing that I'm not gonna listen. I'll lie, I'll cry, I'll hide, I'll do whatever for mine, and they know that. So they're comfortable in coming to me, and they know that I'm going to nurture them. I'm never going to harm them. I'm never going to berate them. I'm never going to be like, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's real messed up. Like, bro, like, why would you move like that, bro? Like, don't do that next time. I taught you better than that, my man. Like, it's a disappointment that gets them. I'm good with that. My kids fear disappointing me. I'm blessed.
Yeah, see, that's how I be with my kids, And I tell them, and a lot of people want to see how you chastise your kids, and it ain't their place to see
That's right. That's
At
right.
all.
how
At
how
all.
you chastise them. And, I tell them, I said, now, my last two of the two that has really made, but most of that boy, I don't really have to pray, but it was just like they said, I baby him. And maybe I did because I had two girls and that one boy. But Shy's just like a boy herself. So. But it was just something different. And and then after he went through what he went through, it just made me really have a different love for him. Because, most kids couldn't handle what he went through. And it's
That's
all
a fact.
because he didn't want to tell on some other people. And and I had to try to tell him, you trust people, but you went to prison for something that somebody else did. And in the end, they threw it all on you
Yeah.
for something that they did. But that's why I said to what I was saying a while ago. It was all a spiritual warfare. It was all politics, and and I had to just learn the karma when karma started getting them back, which is done already. Because every time you turn around at school and in some kind of something with a teacher or something like that, something is always going on. But I did go support them, and I'm proud of them because my uncle is the coach now. And
Yeah.
so many people were looking for him to fail, and
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I'm glad God was in the midst of that, and He
Yes.
showed up and He showed out. And
Yes.
I'm serious. You could tell because you could hear some of the comments that they was making,
Oh
because
yeah.
when they would say stuff, it was certain little stuff that you don't have to say all that about a person to tell who a person is. So
Yeah.
they don't like the fact they didn't like the fact that he went that far, but he gonna go even far. Because for one, he a man of God.
Yeah.
He keep God first and foremost before anything. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of
What?
him. I'm proud of those boys.
Me too. And it's funny you say that because before, people thought it was popular to support him. I was supporting him from day one. And wait, before we even go too far, let me just go ahead and add this little piece in. It says, even when it feels like no one sees you, keep going. The right
Is
people will
that
notice. So I thought that was a good time to bring that in. But it's funny you say that because before I even felt like it was popular to support him, before he had done all this, I knew what he could do. I knew what he had in him that he was gonna bring out from those young men. And the age old story, honey. When you do something great, baby, he'll come everybody. But where was y'all at before he made it to that state championship? Because baby, it was crickets for a long time, I must
yeah.
say. And next
But
thing you know, I guess they wanted to boot me out the way, honey, so they can start getting some fame off of him. But I wasn't looking for no fame from him. I was looking to shine a light on the greatness that he was doing.
cause see, we like I told people, we been knowing it. We know him past that basketball. Um, he used to spend a lot of time. I feel like I could about whoop any man. And why I say that is because he took up a lot of time with me, my cousin Waukee, and Toya them, and we was a force to be reckoned with. We were really like some boys, and He used to, he prepared us for the world, because he said, if y'all can whoop each other, you ain't got to worry about nobody else whooping you. And
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah,
And he would say, he would take us down back. This before all the houses got around this road right here, and he would take us. We'd go walk around there, and it'd be me, him, Toya, Bunny, and Wakia, and then he'll say, "What's that?" And we'll look and see what he take off and leave us. He would take off and run. It's Black Dog, So he was trying to, he trained us.
training y'all, yeah,
Yeah, he trained us. He took up a lot of time with us, a lot of time. And I'm telling you, these hands was a force a force to be reckoned with,
yeah,
because he prepared us for, and we didn't realize he was training us like we were some boys. And here we was girls, but we were tomboys. And
yeah.
I remember keeping Kevin. I used to fight them up there and took them and took them up. But when I was young, but that's why I tell people it's always been in him. It's always been in him to be great. To you know, he loved kids. He loved the teaching. You know what I'm saying? Teaching and learning people, because I'm telling you, to do him, I was a good softball player. I just, got fast and got on the wrong. End up getting pregnant in school. Didn't want to go back. Shame. I was shamed, but I just got off on the wrong path. And that's what a lot of people in life, we get back on the wrong path, but we gotta know it ain't never too late to get back on the right path.
That's
And
right.
and not be shamed, and and say, what, regardless of whatever, and we gotta stop worrying about what people gonna judge you and talk about you regardless.
That's
That's
right.
why I don't even care. And a lot of time I tell people I play dumb just so I can see what you're doing. If I was dumb, I wouldn't have all I got. I play it and I act like it, which I'm gonna stop it, but it's a habit. I get on there and just type stuff because I don't care. But and I don't got so used to doing that it becomes a habit that I gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I don't care what people think. They read it or they don't read it, or they this and they that, and I find myself just doing it all the time. So I have to stop that, because I know it's different things AI out there that'll type it correctly for you, and do all that. So at one point I didn't care, but I'm trying to get out of that mode that I was in right there, that I don't give a F mode, because like this Facebook, people take it too seriously, and it used to would make me angry when I get on there and people acting like this is like you in school, and I hated school, and I'm being honest with you. So I would do stuff just for the heck of it, just to get up on the people
Petty.
nerves. Uh,
Just petty.
yeah, and I would keep doing it, and just I'm gonna do it like this just cause so they can say something, and that's
Right.
what I would do, and so. But I'm getting out of that. Yeah, I was a petty bitty,
But
very
you know
petty
what?
bitty.
One thing that I have learned about being on the social media, and let me speak on social media real quick, because social media is basically, um, I'm gonna say 90% of the devil's playground, and
Exactly.
a lot of people that never had a voice now got a voice, and a lot of the people with these voices, these are evil people, and they purposely get on Facebook and any other platform just to argue with people. A lot of those pages are fake. A lot of those people that's claiming to be black are not black. A lot of the people that's claiming to be white aren't white. These are
Mm-mm.
and vice versa, however you want to put it. But because I said that Beyonce did a good job in her halftime show, this lady come in my inbox arguing about me. Then she arguing with me, and I'm being for real. I'm just gonna tell the truth, baby. I cussed her out from here to the galaxy. I laid her to rest because she went and got a picture off my page and tried to make fun of some people in my family. And baby, it was funny to me because it was petty. But baby, when I tell you I cussed that lady out, and at the end of the day, You
She did.
came and bothered
I,
me.
I, I kind
You
of felt
bothered me.
bad for that lady a little bit, but I was like, no, you deserve it. I was like, dang, that's how you going to talk to? Yeah, she deserved it, but dang, for real, dang.
And
I
I come
learned.
to no, I was just saying I come to find out that that's what people MO is. They want to get you worked up. So when I
Hmm.
at them now, either I skip past or I even whoever is sharing something and it got all them comments on it like that because you know how it is
uh
now, everything is for clout. Baby, I put them out my feeds and I don't pay it no attention.
These people on social media crazy because I had one. Uh, I'm, tr- I'm trying to remember what the lady came and said to me, and I really wanted to cuss her back out. I said, you know what, I ain't gonna even respond to her because they'll tell you, your pants scratched up. Okay, I know that. So I'm like, these people, a lot of them just get on there to troll and try to make you angry, and you have to learn just not even. I don't even respond back to them. I just go
They're
on and delete
bored.
them. So I
They're
ain't finna
bored.
see a
And
tip.
they have nothing to
They
do
ain't
with their
finna.
lives. They hate themselves. Honestly, they're bored. No one really likes them, so they attempt to make people feel as badly about themselves as they do. They say
See,
misery
they be
loves
wanting you to.
company, and I'm a very
They want
poor
you to get on
companion.
there so they can say, "Oh," and I tell them, I said, "Nah, I ain't finna do no more Tia Kemp cussing, cause I told, cause I can cuss good, real good. So I try not to do that. I can cuss and use every letter in the alphabet, but that must have came from my grandmama. But I feel bad after that. After I get the cussing like that and let somebody take me out of character, I be like, Lord Jesus, help me. I have to go in there and lay down and cry to God and ask him to please forgive me. So I walk away now. I walk away, or either I don't even listen. I don't even let it go down in my spirit. I just stop them right in. Even if I have to hang up on them, I don't even want to. And some stuff I don't even watch, Brandon. If people going live and they on some mess, I click on it and I click right off of it.
Yeah. You know, I have gotten to the point where I just practice what I preach because I say it all the time. If you don't like something, you just keep scrolling. However, sometimes I do make a statement or, I say something, and if a person come back and say something, then I just ignore that because, baby, my statement or how I feel is how I feel. You can't tell me how to feel. And I don't have to agree with what you say, and you don't have to agree with what I say, but that don't mean that you got a right to come trying to cuss me out and play with me.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
probably would have cussed her out too. I had to go in there and repent. Go in there and repent, cause you can't tell me, you can't tell me who to like or how to feel or what I like.
Look, everybody don't like Beyonce. I actually love Beyonce. Everybody don't like Kanye West. I love Kanye West. Baby,
Yeah.
that's my preferences. You can't tell me who to like and who to love. Baby, you can't run my life until you pay all of my bills. You do for me and you walk in these shoes and then you maybe can tell me something, but until you do anything that can help me in my life, then just leave me alone. Allow me to have my opinion. And that's what's wrong, you know, with a lot of things is dealing with this internet. And also, uh, I wanted to bring this up real quick too. They had April 5th.
You gotta turn that down.
That's Keisha. That's
Hold on,
Keisha.
let me turn it
Turn down
Oh,
just a little bit.
I thought it was the baby with the TV.
No, that ain't her. That ain't her. That's Keisha TV. Um, but you know how they had the protest April the 5th. People came together to protest the president. And that's all well and good. However, it really just all could have been avoided. It really could have been avoided. And I guess they didn't believe that it was going to be that way. Or to be honest, I don't think that's why they voted for Trump. People vote for people because they have like ways.
No,
And
you know why they voted for Trump? They voted for Trump because they thought that his policies would not affect them. And because they are now affecting them, they're like, oh wow, maybe he's not such a good person. And about the April 5th protest, um, I just want to say that I really appreciate all of the 92 and 80% that collectively rested on that day. I'm very proud of all of us. And we have to continue to rest. And we have to continue to allow people that have created a mess that we told them was going to happen to clean it up. And I want to talk about why it was so very, very, very necessary for Black people, especially, to sit down somewhere and stay at home. Do you see the response that they were met with? They were complaining about not having activities for their children to do.
Yeah.
But see, they
Okay,
thought it was
that's
gonna affect them.
That's very perform. No, we're talking about the contrast and what they consider to be peaceful protesting, because Black people happen to peacefully protest all the time, and yet we're met with riot gear and tear gas and dogs and batons and shotguns and things of that nature, while other people protest and it's peaceful and they're aided and they're given chairs and babysitters and stuff like that. See, people
Mhm.
really wanted us to come outside on the 5th, which is why people are doing this. If you're not understanding what's really and truly going on, I need you to hear me right now. They are doing things to piss us off.
This is
And
true.
because we are not mad, they're continuing to do things to piss us off. And to this, I will say this: for the collective of our history of this land, and even before that, our history has been stolen. So you're not doing anything new. You are repeating what is called your history and what you do. We already know our history. My grandmama told me a lot of things. I teach my children a lot of things. I've learned things from elders, from places I don't even know from. I talk, we have to talk to know where we come from in all actuality. So you tearing down these murals and painting over these performative like murals and tearing down these performative statues and taking things out of museums like we really go to these places because they're not in factuality or real actual history. You're doing these things to make us angry, and we're still not coming outside. So when you cannot enact martial law like you really want to do, I want you to know we're not coming outside.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Sunshine. It makes no sense for us to come outside at this point in time. We have fought a fight I for so long, and it was subtle changes here and there, but I'm looking for something more than just a subtle change at this point in time. It's some things that really just need to change, and it's so sad that we have to come together and fight so hard, and after people that have been unalived and people have been wrongly convicted, then we get little pieces of a change at a time, little bitty pieces, but they can come together and do whatever they want to do, and guess what? Nothing happens.
Look,
And
It's,
that's
but listen, something's gonna happen because what y'all gotta realize, God ain't pleased with that. A lot of them finna get their karma.
oh yes, I believe
It's a
I
lot.
wholeheartedly believe it.
they're talking about something. We're going to let Derek Chauvin go. Trust me, he don't want to come outside. The
Who is
same
Derek
way
Chauvin?
Yolanda don't want to come outside, Derek don't want to come outside. So you're not doing anything more. We're going to pardon him. We don't care. Send him outside. We ain't gonna jump him. We just want to
Right.
talk to him.
That's the guy who unalived
George Floyd.
Yeah, George Floyd. Thank you, because it had slipped my mind. But that's the guy who unalived George Floyd, and they were speaking about releasing him from prison.
We don't
So
care.
did they release
No,
him?
they ain't gonna do that. They're not dumb, because if they release him, they know what's really going to happen. Like I said, come
My
outside.
thing of it is
We
though,
really not going to jump you. That's what they know what's going to happen. They just see what I'm saying is this. They're like they are saying and doing things to enact an emotional reaction. And because we as a collective are saying we are only coming outside for the barbecue and a good old time, they are going
So
to continue to do things to make us angry. And when we continue to say, is there liquor or we're not coming? They're going to continue to do things to make us angry. Like they put raisins in the fan dance. You're really trying to piss us off.
but
Yeah,
what I don't understand is you got so many people. If black people and white people would use their head, they need to be getting a civil rights attorney, filing the biggest lawsuit against the state of the United States because how did you let I mean, if this man can do all of this and don't have to go to prison, then everybody should be able to do it.
that's a fact. That's a fact. And it's time to also pardon a lot of people. You got a lot of people that's in jail for some of the smallest things, but yet and still you out here running the country like death row, baby.
All I'm
Well,
saying is America is
it's all
very
about
ghetto right
money and
now, and I
power.
don't like it. It's
It's
very
all about
ghetto.
money and power, and they gonna go to hell. That's what they know. And when that's what God was telling me, this but the Spirit say the Spirit tell me just pray. Don't worry, I don't even watch it, y'all. I had started out watching, then I was finding myself getting worried. The Spirit told me, don't watch that, just pray. You pray and you
Yeah,
tell these people to pray, and you watch me move. Cause when He
yeah,
start moving. Trump, Elon Musk, and everybody else that's involved, baby. He said because he gonna show them I'm in control.
come on
See,
with it.
man, that what's wrong with the world now is man don't got so hooked on that they control money and power. Baby, God gonna start shutting things down in a minute. He angry. That's why that tornado just came through here and did that to Winterboro High School.
And
Disturb the
little,
graveyard. It disturb.
yeah,
When have you ever known a tornado to disturb the graveyard?
and little do they know it's more bad weather coming. It's not over
Mm-hmm.
with. It's not over with. I was like, dang, we supposed to have some more bad weather coming. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is another good time for me to bring in another saying. It says, if today feels unbearable, just focus on the next minute, then the next, one step at a time. And that's where I'm at with when it comes to a lot of things that's going on in this world. I'm one step at a time at this point in time because
Mm-hmm.
we all know it's a lot of things going on in this world that are not right. And when I say not right, when you harm other people purposefully and you have ill will in your heart, we all know that's not right. But yet
Mm-hmm.
and still it's being done over and over and over again. And it's time out for it. And it's some things that we can do as humans, but baby, when I tell you God can handle people way better than we can.
You better say it. I'm gonna say I be sharing a lot of stuff with you. I share a lot of stuff with you. Take it to God. That's what I do. They can call me a witch. They can call me a what? Because I ain't none of that. It's a difference between voodoo and it's a difference between protecting yourself and protecting the loved one and stuff like that. Because I think a lot of stuff and that's what my lady from top that's what we're gonna do a live with her so she can talk to people and she can explain some stuff. Cause she told me she said a lot of stuff that you're going through, somebody working stuff on you, baby. That be people be jealous of you. They don't want to see you do good. They don't want to see you do it. And I thought about them like all of a sudden, my legs and feet bother me. She said, "Yeah, cause you don't tell people about what you finna do. You finna own that restaurant, and
Hmm.
people be." She said, "You have to be mindful. People do
Hmm.
that to try to." And ever since I said that, I'm telling y'all, something has been happening with my feet, like to keep me from. And then look, I end up getting sick like this. Couldn't shake this, and I'm like, whatever this demonic spirit is doing whatever it can to try to keep me from opening this restaurant up. And and that's when I just started. I said, you know what, I'm finna put this praying on, and I'm gonna listen to it at night. And this praying that I'm listening to at night, y'all, it's speaking to spirits, because that's when witches and warlocks work at nighttime.
Yes, ma'am.
And I be up a lot to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and y'all will be surprised of the stuff that you'll hear and see that time of the morning. Cause I don't sleep at nighttime. I normally sleep during the daytime when I'm here, and you'll be amazed of the things that you will see at 1 and 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Cars riding up and down the road, and that's what she told me. She said, she if you got something to wash, I'll wash it for you. Just if that's what you want, wash. Okay. So she said people can ride by and just throw stuff in your yard, and you don't necessarily have to be done did nothing to them. They could be angry because like we on this podcast, somebody gonna take what we said and run with it. Oh, they was on there talking about this. They were referring to such and such when they said this. Or they on there acting like they hold it in now. Watch what I tell you. We're gonna hear some negativity. But see, at
Let
the
them
same
talk.
time, I'm gonna still smile like that dog on the digital commercial when he showed his teeth
You make me sick. You know that? Sick.
I
Sick.
love it.
on that
Work my
Denturex
nerves.
commercial. He was like that. I'm gonna smile. That's what I'm gonna start doing. When people make me mad now, I'm gonna start smiling at them just like that. Y'all, they gonna probably be like, that woman really crazy. I ain't gonna let them get up under my you can't steal my joy no more. Long as you don't touch me. Don't
That's
touch me
right.
and don't touch my kid, because when you touch me or touch one of them, it's gonna go to another whole level. But sitting up arguing with somebody, losing some sleep, or be an angry baby, I'm gonna give him that Denturex dog smile
You know what?
and be done with it.
Get on my face. I'm hanging up. I'm done with
And
you.
hold
You get on my
on, let me
nerves.
give a shout out to someone who commented. Um Bernarda Wilson. I hope I said that right. But anyway, they said they all going to answer to the Most High, and you know what
Exactly.
to say. And thank you for coming in and making that comment as well. But you are so correct. People don't believe that they're gonna have to answer for the things that they do in life. But yes, you do. I don't care who you pray to. I don't care who you don't believe in, baby. That's just a part of how this world makeup is. When you
They
do
believe
good,
it.
good come to you. And when you do bad, bad come to you.
They believe it, but they don't think they gonna die. See, a lot of them don't think they gonna die. They don't realize that. Look at look at the Bible. The Bible is fulfilling itself. Look what you can't tell. What this is wet. Finna be May. Almost. It's cold like
Mhm.
it's cold like it's December outside.
Well, and for one thing, and I guess I'm gonna have to start doing more lives to go deeper into that. But um, the world has been conformed for the human consumption, and mostly white males. Um, but we're not even in 2025, and I know I sound crazy for saying that, and I hope you do think I sound crazy, but we ain't in the year 2025. First of all, there should be 13 months. 13 months. But when you do some research, you're gonna find out for yourself that everything that I'm saying is 100% true.
See, I didn't know that, because I would love to hear that, because I'm telling you, and they don't. They just. And it was something else that I heard Pastor Mike say, and it was about something with the slaves. I can't remember the exact saying about when the slaves, when no good to them, they would, when useful for them, they would kill them. And I
Yeah.
meant to, huh?
Yeah, they would like kill, they would eat them, they would use their hair for pillow encasings, they would use their skin to cover, yeah, they use their teeth. George Washington's teeth were made of wood. They're made from his dead slaves. So like, yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
were
so
yeah.
see, and that's why I try to get my relationship with God myself, because when I listen to that sunshine, and then when I listen to Al, you realize that the Bible was man-made.
Yes,
The Bible is man-made. A lot of stuff, man took the Bible and made it how they wanted to make it. And God's not white. I do believe God is biracial. That's what I think He is. I
God is a
think He's
black man.
huh?
God, never, nothing, baby, nothing. 'Cause that I don't feel like sending nobody to no
Yeah,
spiral.
yeah, it's
Please don't get me started. Cause
gonna be a lot.
please don't get me started. Cause
Well,
I'm going to spiral some people, and I don't have the energy right now. I'll spiral them another day.
right, right. Well, that's some of the things we're gonna start hearing talking about. Some of the things. Matter of fact, next time we go live, because has been on me. It's been on my spirit, and it was on my spirit heavy today. And cause I don't never call you and be like, let's go live, but I definitely wanted to
Yeah,
get some motivation out there for the people.
yeah.
But it's been on my spirit to talk about the books of the Bible that have been left out. I have never heard a preacher preach about the books of the Bible that have been left out.
You're not
And
going to.
I wanna talk about pieces of the book of Enoch. I want to talk about some of the things that I have learned from the book of Enoch. And because everybody wanna put you in this fantasy world in your mind, but in the real truth, do you know why we had the big? Okay, let me ask you this, cause see, you ain't really up on this, so I want to hear your
Mm-mm.
answer. Because why did God flood the earth like it was flooded?
I don't
What
know.
what have you heard though? What have you heard from the past? What have
Talk
people
about
told
when the
you?
Noah's Ark, when the
Yes.
well, I really hadn't heard. You hear different things, but I watched the video. I mean the movie, and I I mean I really don't know. I don't know. I don't want to give the wrong answer. I don't
Look,
know, but I'm curious.
it's no wrong answer. And the reason why there is no wrong answer for you is because you don't know that what I know and what I've studied,
Mm,
what I've found out. So there's no wrong answer. But let me say what I learned before I was old enough to go and do my own research. I was told that God flooded the earth with Noah's Ark, um basically to wipe all the people out because they were being bad, and
yeah.
they were not living up to what they were living up to. And I've always had questions about the Bible ever since I was little. I've always had questions. And now that I've gotten older, like I said, I found some new things that really sparked my interest, and some of the lost books are definitely the ones. And you learn in the book of Enoch that God flooded the earth because the fallen angels came down from heaven, and the fallen angels that went against him. Sunshine, what's that number again? It was a third of them.
Yes.
It was a third of the angels that were in heaven that went against God, and,
Mm-hmm.
and they were condemned to the earth. Once they were condemned to the earth, they came down here and they taught us all the things that we know about technology, and how to feel, and just a lot of different things that we didn't know about. And not only that, they had children with the regular women. Even though they were supreme beings, they had children with these women. And guess what that created? That created those giants, the Zeuses that we hear about, that's supposed to be mythology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that they created. So when God seen all of this, God like, y'all down there running amok on my earth. And that Sunshine, am I lying? Correct me when I'm wrong now.
I'm being quiet, so you ain't saying nothing wrong.
Okay. So they was down here running amok, honey, and doing whatever they wanted to do down here, honey, living it up. And so God flooded the earth right then and there. And Imma just stop it right there because if I go into more of it, then Imma have to explain more. And like I'm like sunshine, baby. It's kind of late, and I don't want to have to spiral into there. And baby, I'm on the live. I'm talking. I'm editing pictures and all type of stuff. So, but I
Well, we
just
need
want
to
to
do that
get
because
that
I
out
want
there.
to know. I want to know because I'm curious because I heard y'all say this and then I heard Al and a lot of stuff that y'all said and he said it contradict a lot of stuff in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The Bible they'll
The
say
Bible
this, but then it'll
contradicts
jump.
itself at every turn. Like every turn,
Yeah,
the Bible contradicts itself. So I wouldn't. You got to take it with a grain of salt. It's
And
what is legitimately by a man of God. I was told to take the Bible with a grain of salt, legitimately. So I have been doing that since I was a small child because see, I ask questions. My brain, I need to know like why. And I used to get kicked out a lot because I'm not supposed to question. God was like, if I can't question, that don't work like that. So I got kicked out a lot. But then I got somebody that was like break it down to me. That was like, no, well, you gotta read it like this, and you can well don't listen to that. I said, well, wow, that's just dumb. But for what though? You know what you really gotta do is take it with a grain of salt and just
and
like take these parts, forget that part, and just worry about this. I said, well, that's dumb. And that's
and
when I was
thing is
like,
this.
I can't deal with that.
You're right. And see, thing with me, I've always been different. I'm telling you, I've been different ever since I remember who I was as a person. So that was my motivation to start reading the Bible for myself, talking to God for myself, and having God to show me exactly who am I in God's kingdom. Because people want to condemn you for being who you are, but if we go in now, then I tell you what, let's all just open up the closet and hold on, open
Oh,
up the door and let all the skeletons out. Let's do it. Let's
they
do
ain't
it,
gonna
baby.
do
Let's
that.
do it.
They
Because
want they want you to yours and let yours out. But they ain't gonna let theirs out. That's why when I see them and people and God, I be beside them and get to reading them, and I be just looking at them. And I be like, Jesus, why is you showing me this? And he be like, sometimes I need you to say this and say that. I'm not saying this to them folks. I ain't saying that. And they look at me and I smile at them. All along, I'm seeing all kind of stuff going on with them. And I said, oh my God, let me get out of here.
well, and I also learned that people they will put you up under a microscope when they really need to look in the mirror. You know,
Mhm.
look, I can't say what God has spoken to some people, but I know this one thing right here. If your heart is not in the right place, and I see how you treat people, and
Mhm.
you wanna try to tell me about God, I'm not listening to you because see, I already know how you treat people. You don't have the love of God. You don't have the love of God.
And you got to be careful letting people touch you and hug you. I don't,
I don't let folks touch me. That ain't my testimony. I grab you. Listen, I almost broke the lady arm by accident and on purpose because you try to touch me, and I don't even know you. I don't like to be touched. I don't do
and
that.
because no, you rebuke that. You
That's
tell
a
you,
transference of energy I'm not willing to deal with. I don't need your demons on my skin and on my soul. So don't touch me, especially my hair. Don't touch my hair.
Canard, you tell them to I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. You got to speak, you whatever, and people will pray on your downfall,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you have to say I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I stop wherever I'm at and say it. I don't be scared. This lady told me anytime if you have a bad dream that something gonna happen. Miss Ann said, wake up out of your dream right then and say, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. She said, "You end in that." She said, "Because that's how a lot of people, witches and witchcraft, work through people through dreams and stuff."
Yes.
And you remember I told you them three black things that I seen in the air, and
Mhm.
now I'm thinking as I realized it was more than three, because Miss Marie died. I can't think of who else died. Thad Foster died. It was about 4 or 5 people died that same week. And you remember I had said then that happened to your sister, and
Mhm.
we got hit by that deer, and I was
Yeah.
like, Lord, why, but it just shook me. But that's why I said you have to plead the blood of Jesus over yourself. Y'all just don't know how I pray for y'all, bro, that night. I pray for anybody. I said, when I go to bed, I call names out and I said, Lord, I ask you to plead the blood of Jesus over anybody that's attached to my name in any
Yes.
kind of way. So see, I'm trying. Even if sometimes I wake up out of my sleep at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, if I do doze off, and I wake up praying, and I and go to YouTube. I'm gonna send y'all something, and let it play in y'all house while y'all sleep. Let
Yeah.
it, and what I do, I put it on my phone. That's what you do too, Kennard. Okay, but what will I do? Please, and I will pray for you. But you know what? You tell your peace, say peace be still, and I'm gonna send me a friend request, Kennard,
Right.
Keisha Hamilton, and don't be scared. You can't be scared. God
Right.
is God is not a fear.
Right.
You gotta trust and believe and know, and speak to your situation. Speak to your body. Speak to your sickness. Speak to
Yes.
whatever, and speak with it with authority.
Yes. Yes.
And you have to speak with authority, and that's what I did when I got up and I said, and I'm gonna send you some things, Kennard, like I said, send me a friend request if we ain't friends. And you gotta rebuke this. I
Yes.
got up last night, y'all, and washed my hand with that cinnamon and sugar. And and it tell you to, that's for abundance, for money to keep going, and keep being blessed. And you tell it that to keep with your finances, but at the same time, you tell it to bring the money without harming somebody else.
Yeah.
Because when you asking for the money, you got to be specific of what you asking for it for.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can say financial blessings and wash your hand and somebody will die, and you'll get money that way. So
You know what to say?
you always gotta say it without harming or hurting someone else. And you gotta say, I send it back to the sender. Anything that somebody's sending to try to hurt or harm me, I send it back to the sender. That's what I
That's
was
right.
telling y'all. Yeah, the situation. Put the people, write their name 7 times. If you check your inbox, you got a bunch. I share a lot of stuff with you.
I've been
Right there,
looking at it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I've been looking at it, honey. I've been looking
right
at it
there,
more now than ever. I've been looking at it.
write their names down. Put them jokers in the freezers and shut them up. Shut
That's
them
right.
up.
And you can put them in a lemon. You can also burn the edges till you almost can't see their name, but you still see it. And ask that if somebody's bothering you, ask them to leave you alone. It's a
Baby,
lot of ways to get that hank off of you now.
put them jokers in the freezer. They won't. They
Can I tell
tough,
y'all something?
huh?
Can I tell y'all something?
Uh
Right
huh.
now, what you're doing is considered voodoo. Just to let
Oh
you
yeah.
Yeah,
know. Just to
yeah,
let
but
you
it,
know.
it ain't. But it ain't hoodoo. It's protection. We know because when
But but
people
but that's
doing
but
stuff,
that's but that's but that's but that's what I'm talking about right there. See, just Christianity is nothing but it's stolen, honestly.
yeah,
And the things that our ancestors did that actually protected us, they twisted it around and then they made it their own and demonized their own. You ain't doing nothing but what your folks was doing back in the day for real, for real. But what
That's
they
right.
gonna demonize you, people will demon so the things you just said right now, writing folks' names down, putting in the freezer, that's called witchcraft.
well,
I mean,
baby,
that's what they call it. It is.
yeah,
I
I
listen. I'm a, I do witchly things. I'm a kitchen witch. I throw some herbs and make you listen. I play with them things. So what I'm saying is this: those things that you want to that you just spoke about that you contextually demonized like 5 minutes ago. You say I don't do that. Who do that? But you're actually doing voodoo. You're doing voodoo, and the
But
things
hold
that you're
so
on.
you
doing, they just call it a different. They just call it something different.
well,
The,
baby,
That's
when
all
I'm
I'm
tired of
saying.
they, what my lady in Birmingham told me, she said it's a protection. She said when people doing stuff to hurt you, she said write their name down, put it in a jar with some water, and freeze them. She said shut
Yeah.
their mouth.
I,
mm-hmm.
I understand that. But what I'm
Yeah.
telling you is this: it's actually called voodoo. What you're doing, it's called witchcraft.
Oh.
What you're doing, what you demonize is what you're doing. You're performing
What?
these rituals, which are pagan type situations. You feel me? The things rooted in religion, your Christmas reasons, those are all rooted in paganism. Easter, things like that. It's all rooted in paganism. The things you're doing are with their witchcraft. You're burning sage. You're calling it smudging. No, you're saging. That's witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something
What?
done by a different name. So I just
But
don't
see,
want the demonization of one over the other. You feel me?
I asked her that because somebody else had told me, but I'm telling you, it worked. Because when I put they was hollering saying, uh, y'all the police. I'm like, as much money as we don't spend out, and they just kept saying and kept telling lies. And she told me, she said, write their name down 7 times and fold it away from you and put it in a jar and freeze they tail. Baby, they shit all the way up.
That's witchcraft.
They they well, they froze.
Hmm.
So that just to let I'm putting it to you and like make you know what I'm saying, trying to make you understand that the things that are
Uh-huh.
demonized, you know what I'm saying, but that the things that are demonized that are practiced, but that are
Mm-hmm.
demonized, they come from our roots, from our ancestors, like the
Well,
like the black ones, the things, the ones that came before God, before that God came to our land, before Jesus was created. Those are things that's how we lived. The
So
colonizers call it something different.
what's the difference between hoodoo and voodoo?
It differs in the person. All things
Huh?
come in love and light or darkness and evil. It depends upon the person. What are you using it for? There's good voodoo, there's bad voodoo,
right.
there's good voodoo, there's bad voodoo. You know what I'm saying? Their
Yeah.
life lives in duality. It depends upon what you're using it for.
So do you think when she tell you to write their name down and put it up
That's
under a
witchcraft.
pillow and
That's witchcraft.
you use it you using the Bible like Psalms and you still think that's witchcraft?
You're performing spells, beloved. That's why it's called spelling. You speaking is a spell. Your speaking is a spell. Your manifestations are spells. That's why I'm so careful with my words. How you, Keisha, you know me. You know I'm real careful how I talk to folks. Am I not?
Uh-huh.
Every word you speak is a spell. Every word you speak has to be guarded an intention. Everything you do, every word you speak, every word, how you say things, the inflection of your voice, the tones, it's all spell work. That's why it's called spelling.
Hmm.
That what got me confused, but I just for particular, like I said, the evil demonic spirits. That's why I said I don't fuss with them no more. When she told me what to do, to put a stop to them, and that's what I do. I write their name down. She tell me what verse of the Bible to use when writing their name down
The
and put
book
them
of
up under my
Psalms is a
pillow.
book of spells. So that's
Yes.
all. It's a book of spells.
Oh,
The book of
Well,
Psalms is
mhm.
the book of Psalms is truly the only book of the Bible that I take heed to. For real, for real. It's a book of spells. That's all that
and
is.
and
and that,
also,
Most witches use it, just to
sunshine.
let you know. Most witches
Tell
use the book of Psalms, just to let you know.
tell tell
I
tell
receive it.
Keisha what happened when I told you to write that person's name down and put it in your shoe.
Oh, girl, bye.
What happened?
Look, see, I'll be okay. So I know I'm a powerful being, like even in my voice.
Come
Like
on, I got
long
it.
time
I'm gonna send
ago,
it to you.
a long time ago, a person real close to me did some real foul stuff. And at the turn of the full moon, I looked at God, I looked at him, and I told this man he was dead to me. I looked him dead in his eyes. I said, "You are dead to me." 2 hours later, he had a massive heart attack. He almost died. So that's why I
What?
don't play with how I speak and what I say. And all that. I don't play. The other chick, a car broke down the highway. She almost crashed out and died too. I don't play. God don't play about me. Like for real, for real. Like for real,
That's how
girl.
you.
So these
That's how you
people,
with me. Cause
yeah. Oh, I know. Listen, I'm. You know what? I'm really a child of God because I'm more Christian than any Christian that ever been Christian in this world besides Christ. I promise you. I judge no one. Listen. I love everybody. Your life is not mine to judge. How when I go meet my God, She ain't finna ask about you. She finna ask about me.
Mm,
So I worry
mm.
about me and mine, not you and yours. So what you got
Yeah,
going on, baby, you know what? You like it. I love is on my place. How you live, that's how you live, and how I live. We cool. As long as you don't infringe upon my life, we good.
yeah. And see, that's why I
So
tell people, because I was talking to Veronica and she was telling me that. And I said, when I asked Miss Ann, she was like, "That's my, spiritual mom from Bessemer," and and she was telling me about the Bible. She was using the different scriptures in the Bible and stuff, and she was like, "Cause these are demonic spirits, and these are the only way to fight these spirits." And she went back to the ancestors, like you said, and she was like, "Back in the days." What do you think our ancestors watered out the evil spirits
thank
and stuff
you.
with? And she said they
Exactly.
had, yeah, she said, so it's the difference. She said, people, when you see people using it to get a man and stuff like that, she said, that's evil. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I tell people when they be like, well, Johnny left me, baby. Let Johnny go. Because if Johnny
Let me
left you, he meant to leave you. Because
exactly. Let Johnny go, baby.
yeah, don't, why would you want to work something to make a man stay with you? No, that's crazy. But if somebody trying to harm, hurt you, or hurt your kids, yeah, I'm gonna do it to protect myself and to protect my kids because I'm telling y'all, God, I see plain as day. These are money spirits that my son and God was showing them to me, and they was making themselves known to me because it was just like people were hating him for no reason, and I just sat back and I seen it. And Miss Ann told me, she said, "Baby, if you don't take that spiritual bath and stand in the gap, it like to tuck his baby out." It went as far as trying to take his baby out. Where his baby, they had that car wreck and that car hit him head on,
Mm,
and it was at him. And she said, "Somebody working something. They want his life.
mm,
Whoever it is, they working voodoo on him. They want him dead." I had to stand in the gap for my child then. That's why you see me buy all these different herbs and do all that different stuff. And I go over there and line his yard with stuff to read whatever it is, whoever working that, want him, because at one time every time you turn around, something happened, and then people was like jumping on the bandwagon hating him, and he was like, "I ain't never had no problem with these people." And I'm like, I ain't never seen it like this in my life. It's been going on since that stuff happened at with those kids. And it's just
mhm.
been one thing after another. And I sat back and God just started showing me. And then I took him up there to see her. She said, not only is they at him, they at you. They at your whole family. She says they want y'all dead. And I started having just issues with my body, my arms, my leg. It's just stuff happening. And you could tell. You could tell a strong witch or a warlock is working something. I can even tell now when I said that about that restaurant. What I tell y'all, start happening with my feet and my legs. So,
But let
uh,
me say this because I know you got some spiritual things you do, but before we step foot in there again, I think we need to do some cleansing um
mm-hmm,
around the restaurant because I don't know what them people before you had going on.
Put some
it's,
salt at your door too, baby.
it's strange I said that. I'm finna contact her. I was just in there today. I went up there this morning and I was standing there and the spirit told me, contact Roger Starworth and get him up here and let him go through here and bless your building. Him or Tamika, my Uncle Randy. So it's strange y'all said that because that's what it told me. It said, get in here and clean your floors with uh vinegar water and stuff, and clean the walls and everything down, and let him come through here and bless this building. So
Yes,
and that's what I've been doing. So like they tell you to burn cinnamon stick, and people don't believe in haints and ghosts and all that. They are real.
they are real.
Yeah, they are real. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
So
them at night. Huh?
No,
so let
very
me
much
let me let me
so.
speak on this real quick, real quick, and because this is gonna be part of our when we start talking about the Book of Enoch. But so when those giants, which they call the Nephilims, when they were washed away in the flood, the mothers, which were humans at the time, of those beings were washed away into the sea. And now, if you go and find out what a siren is, that's like the evil form of a what you call it, Sunshine? A mermaid.
Of what?
Yeah, it's like the evil form of
Yeah.
a mermaid. So,
Hmm.
as I'm doing this learning all this stuff and reading and listening, so one guy also said that those spirits, they were evil. So you don't think they still linger out here?
Hmm.
You don't think they still lingering around trying to find something to get into? And
They do.
they've been here. They've been here for a long time.
And you know what, Brandy? It's strange you said that because when I come face to face with a spirit and look it dead in his eye, I can, how can I explain this to y'all? It reveals itself to me, but
I
it's
hear
like it's
you.
angry. It's like it's angry because it can't. It'll start attacking things around me.
Around you because
Do
it
you
can't get you.
exactly? And
See,
so
I
it'll
told
start
you
attacking my
because
kids. And
it's something about you that's special. And I know you said you don't want to have nothing to do with it. I know you said you don't want to do it. You don't want to have to do, but it's something special about you, because that everybody can't do that.
but it be sometimes certain people I can look into their eyes and it'll like it'll kind of scare me. And then I remember God will speak to me and say, I didn't give you the spirit of fear. And I did have to suck it up and be like, you know what? And I start praying and I start rebuking, I'm learning. And as a lot of people like, I don't see you no more. You ain't gonna see me. I have to separate myself from people because I can pick up on different energies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And by me not being where I need to be, it make whatever this is in the inside of me act out of character. You
yeah,
know, uh, and so, but it take it a while for it to get out of character. So I'm having to learn to have control of my body, my emotions,
yes,
and
yes,
myself. So I stay away. I stay away from people and I stay away from energies and stuff like that because once I ever get just upset, then I turn into like a roaring lion and I'm angry at that point, and it comes out all kind of ways, cussing, fussing, just hell raising. And, then I
mhm.
get to myself for a couple minutes and cry. And they be in here thinking like, Mama is really going crazy, but they do. Lamar be here shaking his head like, you need some help. But I be fighting with these different, and then I'm seeing he be looking at me like, they need to get you some help. And I said, just leave me alone for a minute. And they go there and leave me alone. And shy get to look out of their eye, bam, but then they know. After that, I get to say something happening. Something that happened, somebody finna die. And that's when my body is going through whatever it's going through. And I can't explain it to people. Only thing I could do is get on here and say, you know what, y'all pray, cover your families and all that. At one time I had stopped doing it because Lamont was like, people gonna think you crazy. So I shied away from coming on here telling people. But my body would be in here, y'all, it'd be like I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. Cause it'd be all over me, just over my shoulders and everything. Like I just want to cry and don't even know why I want to cry. And then I turn angry. I just start getting angry at everybody. And when I do that, I know somebody finna die. Cause my body go through that stage, cause it's going through that stage of feeling whoever it is death. I'm feeling
Yeah,
them as they get ready to die.
yeah.
And I
Uh,
I, I don't I don't understand that.
well, Kennard said that I think that he said God trying to use you. I feel the same way. I feel like God just trying to use you. That's it.
But
That's it.
see, my
I don't think
mama,
it's nothing to be scared of.
oh, I'm not scared anymore. My mama do the same thing. And she don't talk about her. She said she been had this gift since she was a little girl. She said, y'all mama them know it. Say when they stayed in the bottom down there and Sycamore, she said every time she heard like one of those persons with the head and the horse body galloping around the house. She said that morning when they woke up, somebody would be dead. And she said she would tell them so. When um when I first realized I had this gift, it was my dad and mama. I dreamed. I told my dad I woke up. I said, "Daddy, I dreamed of a casket. I seen a funeral. I'm talking about. You know how St. Thomas Church is.
Mhm.
Have you ever been in there?
Yes, I have.
I seen the funeral, the color of the casket. I seen the people. I told him everything. Even Terry Taylor tell you, Pooh tell Mama Terry. I told him, I said the casket was an off gray color. I said I couldn't see who was in the casket. I thought it was my dad in the casket. And I said, because I was there, my sister was there, Shell was there, Mom was there. I said, we all was there. And I told him I dreamed that he died. That's what I told him. And I said, because I see everybody at the funeral besides you. You the only person that I could see. I said, the person in the casket, their face was blurry. Well, a month later, my dad and mama died.
Mm.
Same way I saw her casket and everything. That's the same way it was at the funeral. And my dad came to
Wow.
me. He told me, he said, I was about 14, 15 then. He said, baby, that's what God was showing you. After that, my cousin Mud got killed down there at the Briar Patch. You remember that?
Yeah.
With the Bradfords.
Yeah.
Uh, my Aunt Maybelle came to me in a dream 2 weeks before he died, and she had on a duster. I was riding a bicycle, and I was riding a bicycle up the hill, and she just came out of nowhere, running up to me on the bicycle, and she was trying to talk to me, and I said, I can't go, I can't talk to you, I gotta go, I gotta get this bicycle. I don't know, remember why I said I had to take the bicycle, but I said, I gotta go. And she just ran off. 2 weeks after
Mm.
that, mom got shot in the head. And let me tell you how God was working. God didn't want me there that night he got killed. I kept trying to find me a ride to the Briar Patch. I couldn't find no ride nowhere. I was
Wow.
determined to get to that Briar Patch. And I was calling everybody. Everybody was gone. I was like, ooh, I was getting angry. I was standing with my mama then. I stood on the porch. I went out there and started flagging cars down. Finally, Myra called and asked him. He'll tell you he came through here and I flagged him down. And I said, dang, I ain't never had this hard of a time, getting a ride to the club. God didn't want me at that club that night.
And did not.
And, and I was determined to go. I was determined. So when he kept saying that, I was steady just being determined to go. And I called Myra called and Rebecca Coleman down there. We got down there when he was down there a couple of minutes. We was in there and I was standing beside. That's why I said, tell y'all a lot of time, I don't look death in the eyes so many times, and I don't understand why God let me look death in the eyes like this. And
Mm.
Mom was standing beside me, and he was doing the dance, the butterfly up on his toes. And he turned to me before he got ready to go out the door. He was like, "You go home now. Y'all be safe." I said, "You too." So he went on out the door. We still in there in the club, and Cheryl Mickey come running out down the hill and she was like, you heard a bunch of gunshots. Pow, 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 pow. Then Cheryl Mickey ran down the road. I think she was pregnant. And she was like, there's some people up there laying up there. I think somebody dead, some laying in the ditch and all that. We were like, what? So my brought me on home. We came on home. As soon as I got home, somebody called my daddy and said, that my cousin had been shot in the head, and he was at some other hospital. That several people had been shot.
Mm.
So I went on over to the hospital, and I was standing beside Marlon. He did now, Marlon. I can't think of his last name. He's a kin to me. He had blood on him from head to toe, and so my daddy went in to see Mom body, and they was finna try to Alice him to Birmingham. And my daddy told my aunt sister, He did. Because my daddy worked with dead people. He worked with dead people, and he said
Yeah.
his eyes said, "Ain't no need of you. Ain't no need you even letting them take him out of here." That you could tell the way his eyes said that he was brain dead. You running from your gifts. That's why the Lord showing you things. Yeah, Kennard, that's why I sat down. That's why I sat down and I pray and I constantly have to pray because the more I try to get closer to God, the more the devils come at me. And they come
Mm-hmm.
at me strong and they come at me sometimes through my kids, my husband, just different people like that. So that's why I say tucked away from people, because right now my mind not strong enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm still fighting my flesh
Yeah.
on a daily. So until I'm able to be stronger, to be out here in the world, to be able to not respond to certain things that I shouldn't respond back, I stay here and I stay away from people because I'm easy to be triggered. You know,
That's
especially
right.
when
That's
yeah.
good though, cuz that good. And I wanted Sunshine to just touch on this real quick, cuz because your perfection is an illusion. God don't want you to be perfect. God wants you to
Mm-mm.
have a good heart. I want Sunshine to touch on this because Sunshine brought this to my attention a long time ago, and she was talking about what God was doing before he there was a resurrection, and the people that he hung around. Sunshine, you gonna elaborate on that?
Man, Jesus was a YN for real, for real. Like all these no, like real rap. Like he was a young nigga. Like he was flipping tables and hanging with the hoes. Like he was their bull. But like he ain't like Jesus don't don't like none of these Christians that's Christianing right now. He he Jesus would be deported. He would be executed. He'd be put in prison because the Christians that say they follow him ain't like him at all. Jesus hung
Mm-mm.
out with like prostitutes. He hung out with like drunkards and like gamblers, like real people, like genuine, pure-hearted people that did things with no intention. Yeah, they may not live the life that you felt what was morally sound, but just because they live in this way, their morals are better than yours because you got this and you ain't doing nothing. So Jesus hung out with real people, like the homeless folks. Y'all be like folks be throwing food at and making fun of. That's Jesus'
Mm-hmm.
brother right there. Those
Yeah.
strippers and them prostitutes y'all be talking smack about. Yeah, guess who hung out with Jesus? Guess what? Prostitution used to be a very revered profession back in the times of
Yes, it
Jesus
did.
Christ.
Yes,
Damn me. The hoes was doing their big ones back in the day because the hoes was dealing with the priest, and the priest would give them confession and do their confession, their compassion. They would then in turn talk to the priest. The priest would go out and love on the people. So y'all be hating the wrong things in life. You feel me? Like this is why I find more solace, and I find I have gained more in life talking to the crackheads and the homeless people that I know that I ever felt talking to somebody in a three-piece suit. You can teach me something of monetary value, but you can't teach me about nothing that I truly value, and that's life. You know what I'm
That's
exactly,
why.
saying? Like it's different
exactly.
strokes. Like Jesus hung out with people like me, people that cuss, people that's going to cut up, people that stand on business for what's right. I
That's
I
right.
am a I am a righteous being. I don't when I cut up, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
Exactly.
Jesus cut up for a reason. All this, oh, you talking this, you doing that. No, no, no. That ain't no reason to cut up. That's some BS, and that's politics. That's BS. There ain't no real reason to cut up. I'm on some righteousness. I'm a
And
righteous
Exactly.
cut up.
and
I'm
and
a
and,
very
and
righteous woman. It's
right.
for the right of it's for the right of humanity. When I'm cutting up, it's because nah, bro, that's not how you finna treat people. I'm a very righteous woman. I am more
Yes,
Christian than any Christian I've ever met in my life. I
that's
promise to
right.
God I am. I
And
do think people you going to hell, baby. I'll see you there.
right. Well, my thing
I'ma
is
see
this
you there.
also too, Sunshine, because baby, when I tell you for a week strong up until this past Sunday is when I felt a release. My spirit wanted to cut up so bad, y'all. My spirit wanted to get out here in these streets like a YN and do YN things. And I really had to buckle down because I know that's not what God wants of me. I know
Mm-mm.
it. And I really just had to buckle down to myself and say, God, show me how to handle this. And then not only that, but let's call a spade a spade. God did not go to church in the Bible. Like,
Period.
can somebody show me where God went to
Period.
church in the Bible? Because
Me and my mother just had
Jesus,
this conversation
Jesus
Sunday.
specifically said, this right here is church. Holla if you hear me. Us three in congregation, that's church. Praising God, praising the Most High, which is God. Let me tell you something about life, right? I don't care who I offend. This is how I praise my God. You live with yours, I'm gonna live with mine. You do how you do you, I'm gonna do. We gonna meet where we gonna meet at. If it's heaven or hell or on the in between. You feel me? I don't do no middleman. Me and God, me and my homegirl, we really connect on a higher level than that. So I ain't praying to Jesus. I don't have time for all that. Jesus is my homeboy, but he ain't my main squeeze. You feel me? Like I rock with God. And you don't know how many people, oh, I feel so bad for you. You feel bad I'm talking to God? What type of time is you want, baby? Baby, you scaring me. You
yeah,
scaring me. Somebody told me, oh, you going to hell. I'm going to hell for talking to God, baby. I'm gonna see you there, number one. But number two, you scaring me.
baby,
You scaring me.
the Bible said God was not confined to physical structures.
No, God didn't want God. God wanted you to go and congregate. God wanted you to go spread her love to meet the people. You say, okay, let me, and I'm gonna tell you how it's. I'm not gonna say that, but I will somewhere else. I won't say it here. I'll say it somewhere else. It's God is a community-based being, real rap. This jealous, and I'm gonna tell you something. God Himself in the Bible tell you He is a jealous God. I don't rock with that. Anyway, God is a God of community. God is a God of love. God is a God of peace. I don't know that homeboy. Some of these folks we dealing with. I don't know that
Me
man.
either. Me
I
either.
don't
I
know that
know
No,
that
man.
most
because
people in the church going to hell before we go to hell.
You better holler if you hear me.
If you ever watch this play, don't miss that heavenly bound train. Everybody went to hell in the church. At Greater New Hope, they had that play, and the preacher, the lady on the piano down here, y'all fell dead while the play was going on. It was some years ago. We was down there watching the play, and her daughter, I want to say her daughter was saying, "I can't complain." And the preacher had went to hell, the deacon had went to hell, the choir members had went to hell,
Because
everybody
y'all
went to
evil.
hell. Huh?
Because they was evil.
Everybody went to hell besides the person that came to church, and they were looking at the one to know why he was what he was doing in the church, because he wasn't saved. Everybody else in the church went to hell. This lady on the piano over there playing as her daughter singing, "I Won't Complain," fell over dead on the
wow.
fell over dead on the piano. So that's why I tell people, church not gonna save you.
At
That's
all.
why you got to get to know God for yourself. You got to get that relationship with God for yourself. And if you in the store, you can't be ashamed to praise Him. Baby, I might don't let me get some good news in there. I've been on moonwalking, tap dance all around Walmart or whatever. And no
Right.
matter them know. I could be riding. If God put something on my heart, I said, Lord, you know what? Thank you, Jesus. Forgive me for not acknowledging you off the top before I got in this car to come up this road. They be looking at me like, Mama done lost her man. But no, I'm acknowledging God. And the more I acknowledge God, the more the blessings fall down on me. I'm just waiting on
Right.
Him now to heal my body, to
I
heal
I
had
this
know
this
that's
sickness
one.
that yeah.
I had
Because
this
it's
one guy stuck. This guy said to me, trying to convince me. He was like, "Yeah, well," I was like, "I said, baby, I don't believe in the God that you believe in. So what you're trying to inform me of is not going to compute. The things that you're telling me, they don't bother nor do they scare me." I said, "Peep it. The fact that I live my life without praising your God, you tell me I'm going to hell. But listen, I live my life in purity. I do good because it's supposed to be. I live my
Yeah.
life in positivity and love and light because that's what I want to live in return. So if I'm doing that without the acknowledgement of your God, but you're living your life because you think in the end you doing good deeds are going to get you a reward, who your God going to take first? The one who didn't believe and did it from the goodness of her heart just because, or the person that did it just because it took one get something in return? I see you in hell from heaven, beloved. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Hmm.
gonna send you. I'm gonna reach from my cloud. I'm gonna say, "Hey, boop, you warm while I'm chilling because I did things just because I didn't need no reward. I was good because it did
Exactly.
good for my soul to do good. You did good because you thought you was gonna get like 12 virgins and a mule and like some land in the afterlife or something. You did
See,
good
that's
for
how
a
I am.
reason. I did good for no reason. Who's going to hell first? Me or you?
I do good. I do stuff without second guessing it because it needs to be done, and
That's
that's what
right.
I tell. That's what I tell people. You know, I don't only just think about myself. I think about everybody. When they be like, I wish to be showing people this for free. Why? It's enough money out here. Like I told you, somebody had the audacity to say, "Why would you be up?" You know, I told you about, it. And I told Nicole, I'm like, me and her like sisters. You know, we like family. It's enough. She there, I'm here. It's enough money for us to for everybody. Hell, if somebody else wanted to open up a restaurant, be my guest. Don't let nothing that nobody do, me, her, or nobody do stop you from still doing anything that you want to do.
That's right. And let me say this. Shout out to Kennard for being on here, and I
Yeah.
would just want to tell everybody make sure we put a prayer in for Blackberry. You know, I know that he has been ill, but thing is this, baby, he's still here. He still got life. So we gonna speak positivity over him, and we're gonna speak nothing but love, peace, happiness,
And,
and
and
most of all healing, honey, because God got the power to do that. God got the power to do all things because God
And
has
for
put me
him
in a
too,
place.
because he said that's what I want to start doing. Because I'm telling y'all, I don't really know the Bible, and that's something that I want to know. And we need to start like a Wednesday Bible study. You know,
Well, you ain't by yourself, Keisha. A lot of people in the church don't know the Bible, baby.
Clock it.
They just regurgitate what they done heard somebody else said. They didn't go and study that word for themselves.
No, they know the picking, the cherry pick portions of the Bible. They
Yeah,
don't even know
it's
the
so
real
much more.
context of the words that they're regurgitating or the context and what it really meant. They doing it for the hateful reasons. I do digress.
And the spirit telling me to tell you, Keisha, that don't second guess yourself. You know what your discernment tells you and roll with that. But yeah, we definitely have surpassed what I wanted us to do tonight, and everything just got so much more interesting, one topic after the next. So, but we let's go ahead and end it. And before we end it, let me add this. Let me say another positive tip I want to give was your story isn't over yet. The best chapters are still ahead. I feel like that's
exactly.
a perfect place to end the live and also to end the positivity. But before we go, I want y'all to get say one last thing before we end this live. We'll start with you, Keisha.
I'm gonna say this, that I got something funny to say. Y'all know I be taking and this just funny because when you were saying that a while ago, it came to my mind. You know, I take those Percocets and stuff for a bit when I'm in pain and I went to bed. Well, my husband's sister said, me and her was on the phone. She said I don't pray for her folks.
I cannot. Girl.
Not both times.
she
I'm
said
gonna need you to get it together
she said I don't pray for her folks.
in the best way possible. Get it together.
Yeah.
We laughed so that she said I said Father God in the name of Jesus. But you had to hear she said I want to say it was more than that, but she said I know you did it 4 times. And she said you go to sleep for a minute and snore. Then you So I just, I just thought about that a while ago when you said that. But yeah, I just want to tell Kennard or anybody else watching is just stay the course. No
Yes,
matter what the situation is, just stay the course. Continue praying. Speak to your situation. Don't
yes,
care what people think, because people don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. And
that's
be
right.
happy. Live your life to the fullest. Love those that love you. Don't worry about the rest. The same with Blackberry. Get a relationship with God, like they
That's
just told
right.
you. You don't have to go to church. Turn on Pastor Mike and listen to Pastor Mike. And he gave it to me. And and
And he can
get
start
a
coming
relationship.
on here on Wednesdays. Cause matter of fact, today Monday, but we gonna bring it back. We gonna bring it back. We're gonna spin the block Wednesday. So Kennard, if you can, please relay that message to him to come back on here on Wednesday so we can put some love and nourishment into his body, baby. Because everybody ain't gonna do it because people are evil for real. But I personally, truly want to see him get better because I know he can. I know he can. I know what God can do.
Yeah, and then he gotta speak it, and believe it and speak to his situation and tell God, say, Lord, I need you to heal my body. That's what I told God
Right. I want
last
to
night.
live. I want to
Yeah,
live.
I will live and not die.
I will
You
live and
speak
not
it. I will live and not die. And like I said, I'm gonna send him some Canada him some things to to play at night while he speak. And
That's right.
you got to tell that spirit, peace be still. And that's what
Yes.
you have to understand and mean it and say it with authority and say it, don't be scared. Like I
Yes.
said, people don't realize how powerful the mouth is, the tongue.
Right.
Yeah, and get an I don't want to say it wrong. Affirmation. You get up every morning and say the same thing.
That's
Lord,
right.
and even if you gotta write it down, get up every morning and say the same thing for the next 30 days and watch God do whatever it is that you ask. Whether it's financial, whether it's health, whatever, whatever it is you need. Write it down, get up and say the same thing every day for 30 days and
Yes.
watch it happen. Watch it
Yes.
manifest. Dream about it. Dream about your body healing. And
Yes.
I'm telling y'all, when y'all hear me telling y'all how my sarcoidosis don't went away, in the next, I'm gonna give myself to the end of this year, and that's what I'm gonna do. How my body's healed, y'all gonna say she said this. But not
Yeah.
only I pray for Brandy body to be here, my mama,
Yes.
anybody that's going through anything. And see that's the thing. I don't just pray for myself. I pray for everybody. I ask God to keep his hands of protection on any and everybody that's tied to my name in any kind of way. I even pray for my enemies,
Right.
those that want to do harm to me and my kids. And I ask God to have mercy upon their souls. And when you ask God to have mercy upon their souls, you know what? That's powerful right there. And people
That's
don't
right.
believe it. Huh?
Because I'm gonna tell you now, look forward to me being fat within the next week, because baby, I got some dang on prednisone to take, and it is what it is. Because baby, I am tired of this pollen getting in me and making me wheezy. But at the end of the day, I don't even care about that. People gonna talk, people gonna say what they want to say. But my word to everyone is make sure you have your own relationship with God, and don't
Yeah.
allow people to turn you away from being a good person. It's people out here that are demonic and they are purposely going to try to cause you harm. And this is my last thing. Whatever you do, don't allow stress to manifest into your body. Don't
Yeah.
do it. Don't do it because that stress can cause sickness, it can cause strokes, it can cause death, it can cause so many things. So when you feel like you get to that point, we definitely gonna talk more about that Wednesday. But you make sure you throw it out there for anything. Peace be still and just start praying. I know somebody told me if you don't know what to say, just start calling on God. God, God,
You know
God,
what?
God,
If
God.
you don't know what to say, my mama told me this. You say these three words: "Help me, Lord." And she
Yes,
said, "If you need help, it's speedily say, help me, Lord, right now."
yes,
So you
yes,
raise your hands up, and that's what you say right there: "Help me, Lord. Help
yes,
me, Lord."
Yes.
and God will come. Just keep saying, "Help me, Lord." Help me,
Yes.
Lord, and keep calling on the name of Jesus till you come. And that's, you know what? It's strange you said that because I was in the car Sunday, and that song came on. Uh, Can't nobody do me like Jesus. You know, they said Jesus. You know what I'm talking about? They kept
Mhm.
calling my name. I found myself got happy in the drive-through. So I
Yes.
was singing a song, and the lady was singing the song, and I was singing it with her, and I found myself next thing I know, I was sitting there broke down, just crying tears everywhere. So that's what I'm
Mm.
telling you. God, you can get happy sometimes. I just had a girl tell Keisha Beta said she got happy at one of her friends' party. So she got the calling on God name. She had a party now. Don't got drunk and said God came to her.
Yes.
Yeah, so she got drunk and said she got happy at a party, so they had to take her home. She was calling on God and everything, just boohoo and cry. So see, when God wants you, he don't care where you at.
Right.
Yeah, so
Um, and you so right. You are so right. You're so right. Cause that's all I got to say about it. You are so right.
but Kennard, I'm finna send you some stuff in your inbox, and it's a song by Tim Rogers called "Walk with Me," and it ain't Tim Rogers. That's the is it Tim Rogers? No, that's the other man. What's his name? The one that died from Atlantic City.
Hmm.
You know who I'm talking about, Brandy. Um, I'm gonna send it to me anyway. As I was going through my stuff with Bam, this is the song that got me through right here, and it said, "Walk with me while I'm on my Jesus journey," and that's what you telling God that you need Him to walk with you. And sometimes we have to just sit down and talk to God like I'm talking to you, and just have a relationship with God and cry out to God and tell God what you need Him to do in your life. And and get in like I said, this man right here, get to somebody that can minister to your soul. That
Yeah.
when you confused and don't know what to say or don't know what to do, he can
Yeah.
minister to your soul and which way to go. So that's what I do. That's why I let it play it all day Sunday, because my soul needed it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And sunshine.
Um, I just want to talk to all the beautiful people that look like me right now, the 92 and the 80%. Once again, I am so proud of us. We understood the assignment. I want us to continue to understand the assignment. At the present moment, we are boycotting Walmart. We are hitting folks in their pockets where it matters. We already took down Target. We're still taking them down. Now it's time we working on Walmart. So as we protest in a different fashion, because we are, don't get it twisted, $3 trillion we spend a year. Our money is where we talk. It's how we're going to continue to protest. So we're going to continue to take our money from these companies that don't want us there. You don't want me
So what
here. I won't
what
shop
what's
here.
happening with
I will take
Walmart?
my money elsewhere.
What
So
is going
this
on with
week,
Walmart?
What's not going on with Walmart?
I mean,
Walmart
I
has
don't.
never really. No, I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm saying Walmart ain't never been for us for real, so to speak.
Well,
I'm sorry, sunshine. I didn't mean to jump in, girl.
no, y'all good. Keep
But
going.
because thing is this, Walmart they hire a lot of people. They do. And but they have only a select people, select few people that they allow to be in a space to go higher and higher and higher. And not only that, but they mishandled a friend of mine a while back, and I ain't cared for them since then. Like, you don't let a customer come in and treat your loyal employee who have been there 20 plus years any kind of way, and be all in her face calling her out her name, and then when they put hands on her, she put hand back on them or whatever, and then you fire that employee. Like, to me, that's so backwards. Like, to me, that
yeah.
says to me that you're not loyal.
Yeah, you're exactly right. See, I don't know. I told y'all, I try to stay away from the media and the news because I find myself worrying, and that's
Well,
something that
yeah, everything don't need your attention. But I personally, I am up on a lot of the protests because I just wish people will understand how powerful it is. Because this is what the world is run by. That's the only reason why a lot of people in Montgomery got the attention of the buses, and they boycotted the buses, and things start. People were walking. Black people were just walking to where they were going. They weren't worried about riding that bus no more. And when it hit them in the pockets, then they came to their senses and was like, okay, we'll let y'all sit wherever y'all can sit. But that right there within itself just show you how evil certain people have been for so long, and they want to act like that. Oh no, it ain't prejudice and this in the world no more.
yes, it
Baby,
is.
a lot of them people are still they pass, but they pass that on to their
They
bloodline.
children,
And they keep passing it on. And I do got to give props to some of these younger people today because baby, they ain't with it, baby. They
but
not
you
with
know
it.
what? The same ones end up having they children start having black children.
Baby, look, listen. You better know what to say. You better know what to say. And God made it where you didn't have no choice but
Yeah,
to love that
and see,
beautiful
I
black
say that
skin
because
that you hated so much.
I got a couple of biracial babies, grandbabies, and I love them. I
Yeah.
love them. Yeah.
Hold on. Before we go any further, is that our baby in the background? Our stinker butt in the background.
Yes, that's her back there. She go to sleep late.
Hold on. Before we end this, then let me do this real quick. Before we end this, because we about to end it right now, but let me just go ahead and put this little bit out there real quick to show y'all something. Look at our baby.
Oh, how cute.
Look at
Her bad.
our
Yeah.
baby. Our baby is in the building. She is in the building, honey. I just wanted to do that little quick reveal, real quick, because baby, that's our baby right there, honey.
Our baby bad.
Baby, we love our baby, honey. Leave her alone now.
Yeah, she bad, honey. But I have enjoyed this, y'all. And I ain't finna tell you no lie. I'm finna go to bed because that ain't what I'm finna do. I'll probably be up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But we're gonna have to do this often. I want to go somewhere and sit down and eat, y'all. Just cause I don't drink, but just get out of the house. I wouldn't mind
Right.
going to the casino, y'all. We'll have to go to the casino one night.
Okay, that's fine. We definitely should do that. But I thank you ladies for your insight. I appreciate and admire your minds. I don't and God knows the true God know my heart. I don't care for a lot of people. And it's not that I don't like them. I just don't like people in my personal space because at this point in time in my life, I don't have time for people switching up. And
Yeah.
that seemed like that's something that people love to do these days. But y'all know how we rock, honey. Keisha, I will call your phone, and Sunshine, how I be in your mix 24/7, trying to get you to put your gifts out there and everything else. But we're gonna do this again Wednesday, and I'll let you guys know what's gonna be what. But thank you guys for coming through tonight.
Well, Sunshine, you be ready to preach.
I mean, when I can talk, when I can finish a thought, I'll let people, I'll let folks know some things.
Okay.
Yeah, because they need to hear it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave everybody with this. And this coming straight from the heart. This I didn't read this nowhere, nothing like that. I ain't got nothing wrote down, but I just want to say, don't let anyone get so far into your heart, into your mind, that you are not the best version of yourself. Love you and love who you are. None of us are perfect.
Mm-mm.
Quit. Don't try to pretend to be perfect. If people can't love you for who you are, or if they're not trying to make you better, then just know, use your discernment to know that you need to step back from that situation. And that's it.
Yeah, just be happy. Do you and be happy. Don't
Do
worry
you
about the
and be
world.
happy.
But y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all in the morning. Um, if Brenda, I'm gonna call you when I come from the hospital because I'm having a little surgery in the morning, and I'm gonna call y'all once I leave there.
Okay, well, we're definitely prayers up to you. I know God already done took care of you. Everything is good. Sunshine, you have a blessed night as well, and I will do the same. See
Good
y'all
night,
next
all.
time.
Good night, y'all. Good night, Kennard.
Hey,
And
Kanard said he'll see us Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday.
bye bye, y'all.